Getting real about your mental health journey means connecting with real people. Call, text, or chat 988 if you're having tough thoughts, substance use issues, stress at home or at work. They can even talk to you through worries you're having about somebody you love. 988 counselors are ready to hear from you 24/7. No cost, no judgment, no stigma. It's also private. Asking for help is the strongest thing that you can do. Just connect with 988, a message from the New York State Office of Mental Health.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington. A Cumulus Media Station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 6. I'm Maria Leaf. The Trump administration teasing at a potential economic boom.
The White House says it's looking at many different ways to show Americans that their economic security is being taken seriously. And the president himself has been out there quite a bit saying that he believes the U.S. economy remains strong. Still, the White House is throwing out a bunch of different ideas how they can help the U.S. consumer, including lowering prescription drug costs by working with some of the drug makers that are out there. They're also talking about making sure that people who are going to be getting mortgages anytime soon would be able to do so perhaps under new terms than we've seen in years past, lowering the tariffs on a number of food and agricultural products. But we also are talking about the possibility of some sort of stimulus check through those tariffs that have been implemented earlier this year.
Fox's Mark Meredith. The Supreme Court agreeing to hear a case over the Trump administration's attempt to limit asylum cases heard along the border.
Can U.S. border officials turn away asylum seekers before they enter the United States? That question will now be considered by the U.S. Supreme Court. The justices agreed to hear an appeal from the Trump administration after a federal appeals court blocked the policy known as metering, ruling instead a migrant may present themselves to a border agent if still on Mexican soil. Federal law requires any non-citizen physically present in the United States to be allowed to apply for asylum. The administration argues leaving the appeals court decision in place would interfere with the president's ability to manage the border. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Democrat lawmakers in Maryland are trying again to end local law enforcement cooperation with ICE through the 287G program.
This has to stop. The tyranny has to stop, and we are going to stop it with the passage of this bill.
Prince George's County Delegate Nicole Williams sponsoring the bill, while Frederick County Sheriff Chuck Jenkins tells WMAL's O'Connor and Company the 287G program protects residents.
Since 2008, we have facilitated the process to remove almost 2,000 criminals off of our streets because we simply don't release them back into the community.
Previous efforts to end the 287G program in Maryland have failed. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
Governor Wes Moore is continuing his push to gerrymander Maryland's sole GOP congressman out of office. But the question is, can he do it?
Moore needs 24 votes in the Senate to approve a change in the current congressional map, and an analysis by Maryland Matters suggests it'll be an uphill battle.
The majority of caucus members believe that the risk is too high and that this attempt to use the same tactic will be devastating for the entire country if all of us go down this path.
Senate President Bill Ferguson says he has the numbers to keep redistricting off the table. He feels the risk of a court ordering a new map could open the door to the GOP gaining, not losing seats. The numbers keep shifting, but Maryland Matters reports it appears Ferguson, not Moore, would come out on top. John Matthews on WMAL and WMAL.com.
On Wall Street, the Dow finished the day down 557 points. The S&P 500 down 62. The NASDAQ down 193. WMAL traffic and weather net.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but there's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining MediShare means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. But what's more, MediShare members like it. We know this from member surveys. They like it a lot. It's a proven thing now. MediShare's been around for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing, too. If you join before November 30th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they will waive your application fee. So you save $100 right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. Again, the deadline is November 30th. So call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. Call 855-BIBLE-11. That's 855-BIBLE-11. 855-BIBLE-11.
Ever wish buying a home was as easy as clicking your heels 3 times? At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like home. We offer first-time buyer programs with no closing costs, VA, USDA, seasonal, new construction, and many other loan options. If you're dreaming of home ownership, Northern will help you get into your new home in 3 clicks of your heels. Getting approved is quick and easy, and with our meet or beat rate guarantee, you know you're getting the lowest rate possible. Our team is here to help you along the yellow brick road to home ownership with honest advice, personalized service, and support every step of the way. Click your heels or just call or text, because at Northern, there's no place like home. Northern Credit Union, mortgage magic in the real world. Call or text 315-782-0155 or apply online at mynorthern.com. Federally insured, NCUA, equal housing opportunity.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Earlier accident on Dumfries Road at Waterway Drive has been cleared, as well as the accident on the Little River Turnpike at Braddock Road. But you will still find some slow-going traffic on 95 traveling southbound between Newington and Woodbridge, and from the Prince William Parkway headed towards Dumfries Road. In the district, a portion of I Street is closed at Pennsylvania Avenue in Northwest due to water main repairs, and also you will find water main repair work taking place in Foggy Bottom on 8th Street between 22nd Street and 21st Street. Now from GarageRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch and Forecast.
Easing winds this evening, but turning cold under mainly clear skies. Temperatures drop to 33 to 39 degrees this evening. By morning, 20 to 30 degrees. Under partly cloudy skies and mostly cloudy with rain showers during the afternoon. Tuesday, the high between 44 and 51 degrees. 7 News Chief Meteorologist Veronica Johnson and the First Alert Weather Center.
47 right now at Reagan National. I'm Mauriel Beef on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
He's here. Now broadcasting from the underground command post, deep in the bowels of a hidden bunker, somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mike Loden.
Here, our number, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. I hope you're well. Hope you had a great weekend. Let's start this way. These judges in the Comey case, the magistrate and then the full-fledged district court judge, are making it impossible to even continue with this case, in my humble opinion. The access to the grand jury information, which is really rare, 6E, you can read the federal rules online, that's supposed to be secret, unless the issue is something untoward was done during the course of this indictment. There's no evidence of that whatsoever. And they're trying to kill this thing before it's even really going to trial. As another example, the attack on the U.S. attorney there, that her appointment is problematic. This has nothing to do with, as an example, Jack Smith, the rogue special prosecutor. In the case of this involving the Eastern District of Virginia, what's happened there is the Senate has, at least in the past, has not been taking up these votes. They pushed a whole bunch of them through, but in the meantime, the president had appointed an acting U.S. attorney and then extended the appointment. And so they're attacking that. Now, this has been done in, I believe, 2 or 3 other U.S. attorney districts without judges attacking it because they figure that's a separate issue, but not the judge in this case who was appointed by Obama. And so you can see what's going on right outside of Washington in the Eastern District, just how awful this is. Absolutely awful. And then they keep lecturing the prosecution about the faults that they've made. And, over at National Review, they've got their man, Andy McCarthy, former federal prosecutor, basically contributing to it every step of the way. I just strongly disagree with him on this. He's a good guy, don't get me wrong, but I strongly disagree. He seems very obsessed with this, but that's okay. Everybody's obsessed with something. But that's very problematic, what's going on in that courtroom to me and how these judges are ruling. It seems very obvious to me what's taking place. Then on this Epstein matter, I've told you folks from the very first moments, when it was being pushed by Marjorie Trader Green, when it was being pushed by little Adolf Fuentes, when it was being pushing by Carlson this summer, when people were saying MAGA is going to implode, even had Bloated Bannon saying it when he's pretty much gone into the witness protection program because of all his communications with Epstein and the videos he won't release. But all that said, as I've told you over and over again, there hasn't been anything negative about Trump. Zero. And so the president today said, well, release it all then. Go ahead. He didn't want this as a distraction and so forth. And he also understood that there are many victims, and that many of them may not want their names released. And yes, there's actually victims who are not 5 and 8 years old, Megyn Kelly, and you can have victims who are 15 and 16 and older, and it's still pedophilia, and people can still be sold into sex slavery in effect. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I really don't. Are these legitimate views? The racism, the bigotry, anti-Christianity, anti-Semitism, basically trying to kind of take the edge off of pedophilia and so on. What is going on here? Is this okay with you folks? It's not okay with me, and it's never going to be okay with me. But in any event, in the Epstein matter, there's nothing here that I'm aware of that I can see. And the president is not acting like somebody who thinks there is, and the Biden regime didn't bring any leaks or anything of the kind. So I've told you from day one, we get caught up in these shiny objects, and we just keep chasing them. And a lot of this is due to these podcasters and phony influencers. They just need the hits, the grift. But a lot of it is also the corporate media, fronting for the Democrat Party. People are asking me, what do you think about what the president said about Tucker and Fuentes? Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you what I posted. Little Adolf Nick Fuentes will always be a disgusting, vile piece of S. Nobody can change that. And Carlson will always be a loathsome lowlife, giving little Adolf a megaphone for his own repulsive bigotry and anti-Semitism, and nobody can change that. Nobody can protect them from themselves, period. More importantly, this is not who the American people are or ever will be. Despite the bots, despite, the planted comments that go on and on and on, don't read those, don't even bother with them. We're the American people. We patriots are not going to surrender our country to these poisonous grifters and hate mongers. Not now, not ever. They are actively trying to destroy our movement, promote themselves, hand the country over to these Marxist, Islamist leftists and the Democrat Party. Make no mistake about it. But we will collapse if they succeed. And they're not going to succeed. Because I know who you are, Mr. and Mrs. America. You're not racists. You're not bigots. You're not anti-Christianity. You're not anti-Semites. You root for America during wars, including World War II, our greatest generation. You don't embrace Hitler over Churchill. And I can go on and on and on. That's not us. That's not who we are. That'll never be us. It'll never be who we are. Red-blooded Yanks. We didn't fight these wars at great cost to surrender this country at home to the enemy within, whether Marxists, Islamists, or neo-fascists. And isn't it precious that these people say to me, the things you are calling us and saying about us is dangerous, when they're out there calling me, every Jew, every Christian, every Black, every Hispanic, and on and on and on, the most horrendous things and the most horrendous names. All they have to do is stop. All they have to do is stop, but they won't. They can't. And all the politicians who get caught up with them, you will be defeated, and you will be defeated badly. And those politicians who have moral strength, to embrace the American people and our founding, you will succeed. You will succeed. But nobody can fix Fuentes. Nobody can fix Carlson. Or for that matter, Kelly. Or Bannon. Or that clown, Alex Jones, who already had his ass kicked in Connecticut by a judge, by families of little kids who were slaughtered in a horrific way in an elementary school. That's his head. That's where his mind is. These people are not difficult to confront. They're not. Because they're very evil. They don't understand you, the American people. I do. And I thank God every day that we, the American people, share the same morals, ethics, principles, beliefs, and value systems. I thank God every day for that. All right, we've got a lot to talk about. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
In Fort Washington, there is accident activity on southbound 210 at Swan Creek Road. Only the right lane is on the Beltway, on the outer loop from Spur to the Georgetown Pike, and on the outer loop at 123, an accident moved to the right shoulder. Delays begin at the toll road, and delays continue through Tyson's and from the Springfield interchange to the Wilson Bridge. In Chantilly, watch out for an accident on westbound 50 at Pleasant Valley Road, and there is another accident right now in Fairfax on 123 at 95. Now from GarageRepair.com to WMAL Storm Watch and forecast.
Clear skies tonight, lows in the 30s. Showers possible tomorrow, highs in the mid-40s.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining MediShare means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. But what's more, MediShare members like it. We know this from member surveys. They like it a lot. It's a proven thing now. MediShare has been around for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing, too. If you join before November 30th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they will waive your application fee. So you save $100 right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. Again, the deadline is November 30th. So call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. Call 855-BIBLE-11. That's 855-BIBLE-11. 855-BIBLE-11.
Ever wish buying a home was as easy as clicking your heels 3 times? At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like home. We offer first-time buyer programs with no closing costs, VA, USDA, seasonal, new construction, and many other loan options. If you're dreaming of home ownership, Northern will help you get into your new home in 3 clicks of your heels. Getting approved is quick and easy, and with our meet or beat rate guarantee, you know you're getting the lowest rate possible. Our team is here to help you along the yellow brick road to home ownership with honest advice, personalized service, and support every step of the way. Click your heels or just call or text, because at Northern, there's no place like home. Northern Credit Union, mortgage magic in the real world. Call or text 315-782-0155 or apply online at mynorthern.com. Federally insured, NCUA, equal housing opportunity.
But being short of breath, having tightness in your chest, coughing and wheezing are not. If you are experiencing these symptoms, you may be one of the millions of people who are living with a condition called COPD but don't know it. Early diagnosis and treatment can add years of better breathing to your life. For more information, talk to your doctor and visit copdfoundation.org today.
A fraction of a raindrop, 3 grains of salt, at up to 100 times more potent than morphine. The tiniest amount of illegal fentanyl is all it takes to cause an overdose. Fentanyl can be mixed into heroin, cocaine, pressed pills, meth, and other drugs. It could be in your drugs, and you wouldn't be able to see it, taste it, or smell it. Learn more at cdc.gov/stop.
Let me ask you something. Do you remember 2008? Well, do you remember all the bailouts, the fear, the sleepless nights watching your savings evaporate? I do. Well, I get a similar vibe of this kind of rot that's starting to be creeping in again. Bad loans, risky banks, mountains of debt nobody wants to talk about. Auto loan defaults are rising. Commercial real estate's not what it used to be. Look, we've been here before, and it usually doesn't end well for people who wait. But here's the good news. You don't have to sit helplessly this time. For over 25 years, Monetary Gold has helped Americans just like you get help protecting their wealth through every storm. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and a proven record of helping clients come out stronger on the other side. Call 877-NOW-GOLD or visit marklovesgold.com. When the dollar trembles, gold stands tall. Help protect what's yours. That's 877-NOW-GOLD, 877-NOW-GOLD. Performance may vary. Always consult your financial and tax professional before making an investment decision.
Making sense of your world.
I agree with you 100%.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
There's a lot of us out there.
Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of party politics, because somebody's got to hold their feet to the fire. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
You know why Alex Jones loses defamation lawsuits are a big one? Because he's evil and he's nuts. He's got a line out there that I think it's Ben Shapiro and me or somebody and me. No, it's Josh Hammer and me. Did you know that we are Israeli spies who want to put hits out on individuals, Mr. Producer? The problem is the guy doesn't have any money. There's nothing left. There's nothing left. And Tucker's brother, I think his name is Buckley. Everybody's named Buckley over there, which is kind of odd. I don't think William Buckley would appreciate it. That I and other Jews who support Israel should register as foreign agents with the Department of Justice. Now that's pretty precious, isn't it? Given all their support for Qatar, Arab countries, but this is what goes on. And then if you push back, it's, oh, you're going to cause harm. No. These are the people who are causing harm. These are the dangerous people. Little Ada Fuentes, the gropers. They're not going to intimidate me, and they're not going to intimidate you or anybody else. They're just not. Now, I want to tell you one other thing, and then we're going to move on. Marjorie Trader Green is now accusing President Trump of all kinds of stuff. Blames Trump for pizza hoax harassment, pipe bomb threats, threats on her life. No, she's been trashing Trump and stabbing him in the back and going on The View and going here and going there. And he pushes back, and that's how she reacts. The whole cabal does the same thing. The same thing. But people aren't going to just sit around and take this. They're not going to do it. I'm proud of how people are reacting. Those who are reacting in a positive and forceful way, those who are reacting in a moral way, in a legitimate and civil way, who've had enough. Had enough. We didn't elect the racists and bigots and anti-Semites and people who trash Christians and all the rest of it. In fact, these people have never run for anything. They've never done anything. All they've ever run are their mouths. That's it. That's it. They've never run legal foundations. They've never run campaigns. They've never served, taken time off from grifting, whether in the military or whether for a cause, the Tea Party cause, the Convention of State cause, the Reagan administration, whatever it is, Trump administration. No. Just look at their backgrounds. Look at who they are. If you want to waste your time, actually. You know, I've had it with Michelle Obama, too. What the hell has Michelle Obama ever done? What has she ever done? I'm quite serious. What has Michelle Obama done? What did she do before she became First Lady? She had one of those political jobs in Chicago. I remember that. Look, the truth is the truth. She never created a business, but there are multi-billionaire businesses run by leftists who just can't throw enough money at the Obamas. Even now. She's got a book coming out, her book that's come out. I don't even know if she's written it. Most of these people do not write their books. And by the way, of the left and the right, most of them do not write their books. But she'll sell a ton of them, making tens of millions of dollars. Netflix, they made tens of millions of dollars. Doing what exactly? And other endeavors, quote unquote, making millions and millions. They're worth what, $100 million, $150 million? I don't know, but a lot. For what? And all she does is complain. And all she does is use the race card, quite frankly, and use the attack male card. And Americans are too stupid. They're not ready to elect a woman. So you all voted against Kamala Harris because you're not ready to elect a woman. And you and I know damn well that we don't care about that, not for a second. We're not Fuentes. We're not those people.
Yeah.
That if there's a Margaret Thatcher running or a Golda Meir running or an Indira Gandhi running or somebody, these were wonderful, incredible leaders of their country. We back women all up and down the election ballot. Winsome Sears, black woman running for Virginia governor. Democrats didn't back her. They backed a relatively wealthy white woman. Did Michelle Obama come to Virginia and campaign for Sears? Of course not. I'm sick of her, to be perfectly honest. I'm sick of the racism. I'm sick of the attitude about woe is me, poor Michelle. You know, you have people who are really struggling, including black people. And what is she doing? Folks, the holidays are about one thing, family. And for many of us, that means loading up the car for a long trip over the river and through the woods. But nothing turns holiday cheer into a bah humbug faster than seeing smoke come from under your hood. Don't let a costly breakdown derail your holiday reunion. Protect yourself with CarShield, like Mr. Producer did. They shield hardworking Americans from those shocking repair bills. CarShield's plans are low cost and month-to-month, designed to fit a tight holiday budget. Your coverage includes 24-hour roadside assistance, towing, even rental car options to keep your travels on track. Plus, with a price lock guarantee, the price you pay today is the price you'll pay for as long as you cover your car. It's the perfect defense for your wallet. Get your free quote and a 20% discount today on top. Visit carshield.com/Levin. That's carshield.com/LEVIN or call 800-995-4766. That's 800-995-4766.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
The Mail News at 6:30. I'm Maria Leaf. Federal health officials announcing a new research initiative during the 2025 Food Allergy Fund Leadership Forum here in D.C. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says the U.S. will devote more resources to finding the root causes of food allergies, something he argues has been underemphasized for years.
There's been basically malpractice in the government-funded scientific community. You know, why wasn't this a question that was being asked, that was being demanded as soon as this allergy started to appear?
FEMA's acting administrator is stepping down. The departure of David Richardson comes as the Trump administration is working to revamp the agency. Starting December 1st, FEMA's chief of staff, Karen Evans, will take over the role.
The Mega Millions jackpot is getting mega huge. Head to your favorite New York Lottery retailer and grab a ticket today for your chance at a massive win. Currently over $200 million. Good luck, New York. Please play responsibly.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Slow traffic on 95 southbound headed from Newington and towards Woodbridge, and delays continue towards Dumfries Road. Now there is a crash in Fredericksburg, 95 southbound before Plank Road. That blocks the right lane and traffic is jammed from Warrington Road. In Woodbridge, there is an accident on Oakitz Boulevard at Potomac Center Boulevard. And in addition, in Fredericksburg, there is an accident that has eastbound Harrison Road closed between Levels Road and Salem Station Boulevard. Meanwhile, in Prince George's County in Fort Washington, there is a serious accident on southbound 210 at Swan Creek Road. Only the right lane gets by and traffic is jammed from the Beltway. Now from GarageBreakCare.com, the WMAL Stormwatch Center forecast.
Easing winds this evening, but turning cold under mainly clear skies. Temperatures drop to 33 to 39 degrees this evening. By morning, 20 to 30 degrees. Under partly cloudy skies and mostly cloudy with rain showers during the afternoon. Tuesday, the high between 44 and 51 degrees. 7 News Chief Meteorologist Veronica Johnson in the First Alert Weather Center.
47 at Reagan National. I'm Maria Leaf on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
This report is sponsored by Melwood. Donate your car at melwood.org.
Say goodbye to clogged, leaky gutters and protect your home with ease with St. Joseph's Roofing. For over 32 years, St. Joseph's Roofing has been the trusted local expert in Northern Virginia. Right now, take advantage of their exclusive offer and receive free premium gutter guards with any residential roof replacement. Their high-quality gutter guards are designed to prevent clogs, safeguard your home from water damage, and minimize maintenance, ensuring your gutters perform optimally all year long. When it comes to roofing, St. Joseph's Roofing always has you covered. Join over 20,000 satisfied customers and experience the St. Joseph's Roofing difference. Call them now at 703-716-7663 for a free estimate or visit them online at sjroof.com. This free premium gutter guard offer won't last long, so call now 703-716-7663. St. Joseph's Roofing, the better way to get a roof.
St. Joseph's Roofing, the roofer you can trust. St. Joseph's Roofing, put your faith in us. sjroof.com.
Insurance claims not eligible for gutter guard offer.
On trust. That's the focus of FVC Bank's newest podcast episode, Beyond the Balance Sheet. Hosts Vince Colonnese and Patricia Ferrick sit down with Matt Klein, founder and CEO of Paytech Trust. Hear how his company is transforming payments through technology and service, proving that trust is the real currency of growth. Listen now, wherever you get your podcasts.
Are you struggling to lose weight? At DMV Weight Loss, clients drop weight fast without injections, risky side effects, or intense workouts. Book your free consultation now at dmvweightloss.com and see for yourself. That's dmvweightloss.com. Lose weight naturally.
Across America, middle and high school students are making a difference in their communities. The Prudential Spirit of Community Awards honors them for their volunteer service.
If you would like to learn more, visit spirit.prudential.com.
The great one. The great one. And you can call in now. 877-381-3811.
Here's Michelle Obama. Now look how condescending she is. Just listen to her and tell me how this rubs you. Seriously. Cut 24. Go.
Do you think that impacts the room that we've made for a woman to be president?
Well, as we saw in this past election, sadly, we ain't ready. That's why I'm like, don't even look at me.
Okay, hold on. We ain't ready. We ain't ready for what? A woman is president? Now, how ridiculous is that? We ain't ready. By what measure? By Kamala Harris? That's the measure? We ain't ready? Go ahead.
Are lying. You're not ready for a woman. You are not. So
You're not ready for a woman. Really, she's such a turnoff to me. I turn her off, I turn her out. In so many ways, she's a phony. These books, an organic garden. You're right. Do they have an organic garden now? Building of the library in the middle of a park or close to a park, infuriating the neighborhood. Is she known for her great works, her good works out there? Maybe she does. I have no idea. But they've become enormously wealthy since leaving office. You know, that's the thing. Donald Trump was enormously wealthy going into office. They were jealous. They attacked him. They investigate him. They want to know what's going on. But look at this. And by the way, not just them. Al Gore is another one. All that climate change BS, which even everybody's going now, oh, ho-hum, ho-hum. Do you realize how many things you and I have been right about here in this program? Together, we, at our national town hall meeting. Everything from Marjorie Trader Green backwards to when we started. It's just common sense. Just call them as you see them. Just use your own human experience. Go ahead.
my time, you know, we got a lot of growing up to do, and there's still.
We have a lot. I so resent this kind of condescending talk. It so disgusts me. We have a lot of growing up to do. Who's we? People are painted into a corner by propaganda like this. You hear all the applause, so it's obviously a friendly audience, the kind of audience Tucker Carlson only goes to, friendly audiences. Just incredible what she says. Go ahead.
Sadly, a lot of men who do not feel like they can be led by a woman, and we saw it.
No, you didn't see it. This is the dehumanization aspect of it. You see it on the neo-fascist right. You see it on the Marxist Islamist left. You see it from people who are trying to pander, exploit, hustle. It's just grotesque. So men don't feel like they can be led by a woman. And what man is she talking to? Her husband? What's her experience with this, other than her ideology and propaganda? What's her experience with this? Men don't feel they can be led by a woman. Like I said, Republicans voted in droves for Winston Sears, a black woman. Michelle Obama didn't endorse her because she disagrees with her. Okay, I didn't vote for Kamala Harris, and neither did you, because we disagree with her. And what's the big deal, voting for a woman or not voting for a woman? If a woman is somebody we agree with, we'll vote for her. Apparently the Democrats won't, but you understand. First woman on the Supreme Court was a Reagan nominee, Sandra Day O'Connor. And he put a lot of women on the federal court before any Democrats did. That's the truth. You look through history, it's the Democrat Party that has held back women. It's the Democrat Party that has held back blacks. It's the Democrat Party that has held back Hispanics. It's the Democrat Party that did all these things. All of them. All of them. And I don't know what Barack Obama, what great things he did for women. I mean, the Democrat Party today stands for men in women's sports. Is that a good thing, Michelle? But she's not asked, is she? So Title IX of the Civil Rights Act is all but obliterated, which was put in there to make sure women had equal access to funding in colleges and universities and high schools and so forth for athletics. But now they have to compete against biological males. And you don't hear Michelle Obama complaining about that. Not a word, not a syllable. Why? She's so predictable. Her comments, they're not smart. They're utterly and completely predictable. They're applause lines, depending on the audience. That's what they are, applause lines. But this is what ticks people off. Why is she so angry? Why is she so accusatory? Why is she so bigoted in so many ways? She was First Lady of the United States. Obviously, couldn't be First Lady of the United States if a lot of white people didn't vote for her husband. Now, I didn't vote for a husband, not because he's a male or black, because he's a leftist. It's that simple. But still, a lot of people voted for her husband. She became First Lady. He won 2 terms. I mean, show the people some respect for the intelligence of the American people. The American people are not as she portrays them. They're not as Fuentes portrays them. They're not as Megyn Kelly portrays them. They're not as Tucker Carlson portrays them. They're not as Michelle Obama portrays them. These radicals, they're not. We're good people. We've come a long way, we the American people. We've been through a lot of battles. Political, economic, and military. Legal. We've been through a lot of battles. We are a great country with a great people. And people keep trying to tear us apart. People keep trying to destroy us. People keep trying to divide us. Most of them are grifters, or they're political hacks. They're not interested in the well-being of the American people. Do they sound like it? Because they're not. They're not. They're grifters. They're shock jocks. They're racists. They're bigots, anti-Semites, anti-Christian, whatever it is. Some of them are all the above. And they're applauded by the right audience. And they only speak to the audience who will applaud them. It's the only audience they will go to. That's it. You know, the world's gone fully digital. Holding something real in your hands is almost revolutionary. That's what Frontier magazine is, a piece of history you can touch, a tangible record of truth in a time when truth is too easily erased. Now, Frontier from Blaze Media is back with issue number 4, the boldest, most unapologetic edition yet. When you own Frontier from Blaze Media, you own something that can't be buried by an algorithm. You can pass it to a friend, keep it in your collection, or hand it to your kids one day and say, this is what was really happening. The only way to get it through is through Blaze Unlimited at blazeunlimited.com/Levin, blazeunlimited.com/LEVIN. That's your ticket to Frontier, plus early access to events, VIP treatment, members only content built for people who want to go deeper. Now, this isn't just about reading the truth, it's about owning it. Visit blazeunlimited.com/Levin, blazeunlimited.com/LEVIN. Use promo code Frontier40, Frontier40. Get $40 off and get all those other great benefits too. Plus digital access to issues 1, 2, and 3. Go to blazeunlimited.com/Levin. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin. Making sense of your world. WMAL. Making sense of the news. These days, when it comes to news, the World Wide Web is more like the Wild Wild West.
It makes you want to throw something, doesn't it?
So where can you go to make sense of your world online? Depend on WMAL.com. Get the day's top stories, stream your favorite WMAL shows, access our podcast archives, and more. Awesome, hilarious, entertaining, educational. For a local news source you can trust, visit WMAL.com. Making sense of your world online.
In Centerville, there is accident activity on 28 southbound at Westfields Boulevard. That has traffic jam from Route 50 and westbound on 50 at Pleasant Valley Road. In Chantilly, there is a crash in the right lane. The earlier accidents on 95 southbound before Plank Road now moved to the shoulder. Traffic still very heavy from Warrenton Road and also delays southbound from Newton in towards Woodbridge and some delays heading in towards Dale City. In Port Washington, crash on 210 southbound at Swan Creek Road. Only the right lane gets fine. Traffic is jammed from the Beltway. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch 7 forecast.
Clear skies tonight, lows in the 30s. Showers possible tomorrow, highs in the mid-40s.
The Mega Millions jackpot is getting mega huge. Head to your favorite New York Lottery retailer and grab a ticket today for your chance at a massive win. Currently over $200 million. Good luck, New York. Please play responsibly.
Meet Rachel. National University supports all her ands. With flexible online courses, she can be a student and an adventurer and a multitasker. She's an ander. Explore National University's 4- and 8-week courses and associate to doctorate degrees. National University, supporting all your ands. Learn more at nu.edu.
Ever wish buying a home was as easy as clicking your heels 3 times? At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like home. We offer first-time buyer programs with no closing costs, VA, USDA, seasonal, new construction, and many other loan options. If you're dreaming of home ownership, Northern will help you get into your new home in 3 clicks of your heels. Getting approved is quick and easy, and with our meet or beat rate guarantee, you know you're getting the lowest rate possible. Our team is here to help you along the yellow brick road to home ownership with honest advice, personalized service, and support every step of the way. Click your heels or just call or text, because at Northern, there's no place like home. Northern Credit Union, mortgage magic in the real world. Call or text 315-782-0155 or apply online at mynorthern.com. Federally insured, NCUA, equal housing opportunity.
You're high, you feel different. But if you feel different, you drive different. So don't drive high. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
WMAL.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
My name is Whitney Allen. I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
WMAL, making sense of the economy because it's your money and your retirement. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
You know, America, if you had told me after 9/11 that we'd be selling our most advanced fighter jets to Saudi Arabia, I wouldn't have believed you. Would you believe me, Mr. Producer? Our F-35s, they are the top of the heap. But Saudi Arabia is now our friend. Based on what exactly? I'm just curious. I would ask the 9/11 families, is Saudi Arabia our friend? Did they ever apologize to you folks? They ever apologize to our country? They haven't even acknowledged the role in what's taken place, or rather what took place. To me, it's just not enough that they're going to send money to the United States or whatever they've done. F-35s? Now, Turkey wants F-35s. There's enormously advanced technology in these jets. And so I'm just wondering, look, what do I know? I'm just wondering why is it that Saudi Arabia is able to get F-35s? I mean, we do have other advanced jets, not as advanced as the F-35s, which we do sell them. But what do they want F-35s for, and what do they need F-35s for? Are they going to war with somebody, Mr. Producer? Exactly who is threatening Saudi Arabia? Who is threatening Saudi Arabia? Iran's not threatening Saudi Arabia today because the Israelis took care of Saudi Arabia. Iran's not threatening Saudi Arabia with nukes, not that it ever did, because we took care of the nukes. Now, you may not know this, but Qatar and Saudi Arabia hate each other's guts. They despise each other because Qatar is the biggest funder of terrorism, including efforts in the past to overthrow the monarchy in Saudi Arabia through the Houthis in particular, but more than that. So what do you make of that? So F-35s for Saudi Arabia. We'll see who else gets F-35s. I don't know who else. And you hear absolutely nothing from Congress. It's very weird. Very weird. I remember the whole AWACS debate years ago, whether Saudi Arabia should get those. I think the argument was no, and these were and are cutting-edge intelligence gathering aircraft. I don't think they got them. Maybe they did. But I just feel like because, I've been broadcasting on WABC in New York since I started doing this on Sundays, and then weekdays, and then syndicated. And I know the people of New York, and I know the people of New York are not inured with the Saudis, and I just feel like they're never consulted. Same with the families who lost lives at the Pentagon. Same with the families who lost lives in central Pennsylvania. And the media aren't running and asking them for their opinion either. About Qatar, which gave safe haven to KSM, who could later launch his attacks on the World Trade Center on 9/11. So I don't know. This just seems. I'm not thrilled about it. I haven't been talking to anybody. I don't know the administration's position and so forth. I'm just giving my opinion. I don't know what Saudi Arabia is defending themselves from exactly. Who is their enemy and who are they defending themselves from? The other thing is the president wants them in the Abraham Accords. Maybe there's some link there that they've agreed to go into the Abraham Accords in exchange for F-35. I don't know. But if that's the case, we haven't heard that. I don't believe. I haven't. Well, there you have that. And I believe the president's having they're not calling it a state dinner, but a dinner like a state dinner for the Crown Prince. I don't think it's tonight, next night or two. When is it? Tomorrow night. Tomorrow night. And from what I hear, everybody wants to be there. Everybody wants to get in there and so forth. Except me. I have no interest whatsoever. I have no interest at all. And by the way, not that I would be welcomed by the Saudis, you understand. There are some broadcasters and podcasters who would be. No question. I'm not one of them. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks to me like the fix is in on this Comey case. And by that I mean really from the first moment, this federal judge there has really thrown obstacles in the way. Has spent so much time, so many of the days berating the prosecution and so forth and so on. It just looks, questioning the constitutionality of the prosecutor, questioning the nature of the case, making it available and releasing grand jury information. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything like this. Comey is so locked into this community, the legal community, in and around Washington and in and around New York City. It just seems so outrageous to me that the judge is not judging. There's two, like I said, the magistrate judge and the judge. They're really not judging, in my opinion. They're laying the foundation to kill the case. And they're making it extremely difficult to prosecute the case. I remember seeing this with the case involving Ted Stevens years ago, the senator who died tragically with others in a plane crash in Alaska. Initially, this Judge Sullivan was all for the prosecution until they realized that the prosecution had actually manufactured evidence and withheld information. Then the judge turned on the prosecution and so forth, and that was exposed. The problem was the senator had lost his re-election effort because of all of it. I don't think this judge or this magistrate judge are going to correct course or do anything of the kind. I think they're just throwing obstacles and making it difficult, very difficult. I'll be right back.
WMAL.
Ever wish buying a home was as easy as clicking your heels 3 times? At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like home. We offer first-time buyer programs with no closing costs, VA, USDA, seasonal, new construction, and many other loan options. If you're dreaming of home ownership, Northern will help you get into your new home in 3 clicks of your heels. Getting approved is quick and easy, and with our meter beat rate guarantee, you know you're getting the lowest rate possible. Our team is here to help you along the yellow brick road to home ownership with honest advice, personalized service, and support every step of the way. Click your
Patrick.
Or just call or
people
text,
put up plastic on their windows, even in well-built houses, modern houses.
Mortgage magic in the real world.
'Cause Windows is where you lose all your energy. Dumb fuck.
Or apply online at
You people in New York City, you fucked up in the head. Being city folks, you should be a little bit more fucking smarter.
Is getting mega huge. Head to your
Wiggin
favorite
wants to
lottery
be
retailer
Billy
and grab
Hayden.
a ticket today for your chance at a massive
So,
win.
you know,
Currently
I'm
over
only
$200
responding to you,
million
Wiggin. Otherwise, I wouldn't
Lucky
bring you
winner.
up.
Please pay responsibly.
You can't keep your mouth shut about me. So, you know, there you go.
And this year, don't just
All right? You don't like me? Fucking stay away. But no, you don't. You can't. You illogical. You think you're going to drive me out of Vegas, chat? I don't even have to go there. I got my own fucking chat.
Kalshi.com, the world's largest prediction market. Legal in all 50 states. Use code CMA to get $20 free when you trade $100. Kalshi. Don't just watch the show, trade on it.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $500 on Purple, plus get a $300 instant gift. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 7. I'm Maria Leaf. The investigation continuing into the murder of a couple in their home in Pasadena on Sunday.
Anne Arundel County Police were called to the home of 56-year-old William and 54-year-old Jenna Hayes just before 2 Sunday afternoon, where they found the couple shot to death. The person who called 911 was able to give police information that led them to 61-year-old Anthony Reyes. He was taken into custody after a chase on I-97 last evening. Police have not released a possible motive for the shootings, but they do say Reyes had both a personal and professional relationship with the couple who ran a business out of their home. Reyes will be charged with first-degree murder, among other charges. John Matthews on WMAL and WMAL.com.
President Trump plans to sell advanced fighter jets to Saudi Arabia.
Ahead of Tuesday's White House visit by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, President Trump says he will be selling F-35 fighter jets to the kingdom.
No, I am planning on doing it. They want to buy it. They've been a great ally. They've got to like us very much.
The Crown Prince and President are also expected to discuss the scope of defense and economic agreements. President Trump is looking for Saudi Arabia to join the Abraham Accords and establish formal ties with Israel. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The U.S. conducting another deadly strike on boats suspected to be carrying drugs.
According to Southern Command, the vessel was involved in illicit narcotic smuggling along a known narco trafficking route in the Eastern Pacific. The military says 3 male narco terrorists aboard the boat were killed in international waters. Reports say the military is using a variety of fighter jets, drones, and gunships to carry out these strikes to disrupt the flow of drugs into the United States. Meantime, President Trump says Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro wants talks with the U.S. as tensions mount.
Fox Business's Ashley Webster. A bipartisan group of state legislators trying to slow the jump in energy prices by requiring data centers to provide their own power sources rather than drain the already strained energy grid.
If data centers are required to bring their own power to the grid, cost to ratepayers will be lowered by $100 billion.
D.C. Councilmember Charles Allen warning.
If nothing changes, residents in the District of Columbia could face increases of as much as $70 a month by 2028.
Maryland and Virginia residents who also rely on energy in the PJM grid are facing a similar energy bill jump. State Senator Katie Fry Hester outlining a shared goal.
Ensuring millions of families and small businesses across the PJM region aren't left to subsidize the energy costs of these new data centers being built by Fortune 500 companies.
Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
President Trump saying over the weekend he's still committed to issuing dividend checks worth at least $2,000 to Americans nationwide, excluding high-income individuals using tax money collected from the tariffs. Texas Republican Congressman Roger Williams telling Fox Business's Mornings with Maria he fully supports the policy, adding it's a real opportunity to help the economy.
In a business, the tariff income is what we call other income. And this is real money. If you can put it back in the system,
to the people that need it, I'd be all for it. It's another opportunity to inject capital in the system that's real.
Checking your money tonight, the Dow finished the day down 557 points. The S&P 500 down 62. The NASDAQ down 193. WMAL traffic and weather net.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for healthcare. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining MediShare means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. But what's more, MediShare members like it. We know this from member surveys. They like it a lot. It's a proven thing now. MediShare has been around for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing, too. If you join before November 30th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they will waive your application fee. So you save $100 right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. Again, the deadline is November 30th, so call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. Call 855-BIBLE-11. That's 855-BIBLE-11. 855-BIBLE-11.
Feeling a little broken these days? There's a reason. We're all aging. I'm Dr. Stephanie Van Watson, co-founder of Fatty 15, and I'm so excited to share with you C15 from Fatty 15. C15 is a crucial healthy aging nutrient that strengthens cells and reverses aging at the cellular level. I discovered the benefits of C15 while helping older Navy dolphins, then spent a decade with fellow doctors to optimize it. With over 100 studies, 60 patents, and 20 awards, science-backed Fatty 15 has 36 cellular activities that support our metabolic, cognitive, liver, immune, and red blood cell health. 70% of Fatty 15 customers report benefits within 16 weeks. Find out today why over 100,000 people have made Fatty 15 their must-have healthy aging supplement. Get an additional 15% off the starter kit by going to fatty15.com/USA and using code USA at checkout.
These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Still delays on 95 southbound from Newington to Woodbridge and again towards Steel City. Vehicle fire now being reported southbound at the Centerport Parkway in the right lane. The accident southbound before Plank Road moved to the right shoulder. It's still very slow from Warrington Road. In Fort Washington, there is still an accident on southbound 210 at Swan Creek Road, and only the right lane gets by. Traffic is jammed up from the Beltway. Beltway still slow on the inner loop between 123 and the Spur from 355 to New Hampshire Avenue. More delays headed through College Park and Lanham, and the outer loop heaviest from River Road to the Georgetown Pike and from the Springfield Interchange to the Wilson Bridge. Now from GarageRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Easing winds this evening, but turning cold under mainly clear skies. Temperatures drop to 33 to 39 degrees this evening. By morning, 20 to 30 degrees under partly cloudy skies and mostly cloudy with rain showers during the afternoon. Tuesday, a high between 44 and 51 degrees. Just Veronica Johnson in the First Alert Weather Center.
46 at Reagan National. I'm Maria Leaf on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Mark Levin.
Under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. Marjorie Taylor Greene on CNN yesterday. She's loved over there now, everywhere. Now she's the victim. Oh, yes. They're all playing this now. My stepson is attacked for an hour by Kid Carlson. I never once went after his kid and never will. My friend Eric Erickson says, yeah, you really shouldn't do that. That's fine. I didn't hear him when it came to my stepson, though. With all due respect, Eric. JD jumped in. He said, yeah, that's just awful. And he gave a lashing to the independent journalist who did it, a conservative. Okay, fine, but I didn't hear him jump in when it came to my stepson. Leave the kids alone. I've talked to you about this before, and I think we're in agreement. I can tell you, I give my views. I don't check with my kids beforehand. They don't have any control over my views anyway. We all get along great. That's not the point. The point is, we've done this before we had kids, since we had kids who were older kids, and they all have their views, and I have my views, and most of the time they're compatible. Sometimes they don't overlap. So what? But you know the old thing about DNA and blood, and really, your kids should not have to bear the burden of you, the parent. But for a full hour, to bring a guest on, I think the guy's Palestinian out of the State Department, to trash my kid and put his photo up there, and not to hear squat that was inappropriate from these same people, really makes me sick to my stomach. Not squat from Megyn Kelly. Now, I think may have destroyed herself. She's fighting like hell to prevent it. I understand that. The things she said were so horrendous about aging, about ages, pedophiles, and so forth. Just so. I mean, I was thinking, where the hell is she coming from? How bizarre. But look, everybody else is addressing it. I won't pile on. I don't need to. She took a wrong turn, and she's still doing it. She really needs to come back. She comes back, that would be a wonderful thing. But Marjorie Trader Green, she was on CNN yesterday. Here she is, cut 15, go.
We have seen these kinds of attacks or
By the way,
criticism.
Dana Bash and the others just love this. This is why Marjorie Trader Green is so contemptible. She knows exactly what she's doing. You know, and I was going at it with her months ago, and she was just pulling out the Jew card for the bottom of the deck, as well as every other thing she could think of. Why doesn't Fox fire him? Why does Fox put up? What does Fox have to do with this? And now notice she's not on Fox. She's all over CNN and MSNBC and the Sunday shows, and The View, and all the rest. She's a useful idiot, you know, like Kinzinger is a useful idiot. People like that. They use these Republicans or former Republicans to trash Republicans. You know, Rush used to talk about this all the time. This is how they bring them over. And she's a useful idiot to them. So, by the way, so is Carlson. He's a useful idiot to them because he's undermining us. And think about who was platforming her all this time. Right, Mr. Producer? Who was platforming her all the time? Remind me, help me. Yeah, I know. I want to make sure he's not eating his sandwiches. You got Carlson. You've got Bowling. Believe it or not, Eric Bowling, who used to claim to be my buddy. Clearly not. Oh, yeah, he was every day with him. It was, I'm trying to remember who else. I think it was Kelly. If I'm wrong, I apologize. I think so. Oh, it was Bloated Bannon. But what they do is it's repetitive. They just keep bringing each other on, keep talking to each other. Oh, good God. Yeah. And now that the president has helped expose her, none of them bring her on. How come? How come these same podcasters, these same grifters don't bring her on now? Why is that? Anybody tell me? Anyway, go ahead.
We have seen these kinds of attacks or criticism from the president at other people. It's not new. And with respect, I haven't heard you speak out about it until it was directed.
So now she's saying, why aren't you attacking the president more? Now, with respect, Dana Bash, if that is your name, You don't ask Democrats this question, where they use all the worst terms to attack the president and other people all the time, do you? Even on your network, such as it is. Go ahead.
Dana, I think that's fair criticism. And I would like to say humbly, I'm sorry for taking part in the toxic politics. It's very bad for our country. And it's been something I've thought about a lot, especially since Charlie Kirk was assassinated, is that I'm only responsible for myself and my own words and actions. And I am committed. I've been working on this a lot lately to put down the knives in politics. I really just want.
What do you mean? You're accusing the president of all kinds of stuff right now. Right now. You're accusing the president of all kinds of stuff. You're in a fight with the president. And you started it, and he kept at it, he kept at it, and kept at it, and he responded. You've done it with other people too. Laura Loomer. Me, but I'm a big boy. I can handle it, you know. Is there anybody who disagreed with her? She'd go at it. She'd pull the knives out. But she's doing it with Trump right now. Still. She's getting threats. Isn't that interesting? Do I ever get threats, Mr. Producer? Oh, yes. Then we have Ana Navarro. Ana Navarro is a grotesque person. She just is. She's very toxic. They love her on The View. Every now and then they'll give her a chair. She's like second tier. She is appalling in 2 languages. Listen to this. Cut 17, go.
The fact that, and it's absolutely true, I can attest to this. When Donald Trump attacks you, it's like the gates of hell open up and every little demon goes through them and comes at you. So yes, that part is true. Do I think she's afraid? I don't think afraid. And I have said from the beginning that we should give her the benefit of the doubt. It doesn't mean we forget QAnon conspiracies. It doesn't mean we forget Jewish space lasers.
She never said Jewish space lasers. That's an important correction.
It doesn't mean that we forget some, the way she acted at the State of the Union. It doesn't mean that we forget any of that. But it does mean that this is a new Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah, it does mean we don't forget any of that stuff, but we embrace her now because she's our poison. Oh, yes. The Yentas on The View. She's our poison. So, of course, we embrace her. We don't forget the rest. But we love what she's doing now. We'll platform her. We'll promote her. She's still trashing Trump. She's saying Trump is creating threats against her. We love this. We're going to keep promoting her. Oh, yeah. No question about it. And she comes from a district, as I've told you before, in Georgia that is heavy, heavy Republican. So we'll see what happens. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Feeling a little broken these days? There's a reason. We're all aging. I'm Dr. Stephanie Van Watson, co-founder of Fatty 15, and I'm so excited to share with you C15 from Fatty 15. C15 is a crucial healthy aging nutrient that strengthens cells and reverses aging at the cellular level. I discovered the benefits of C15 while helping older Navy dolphins, then spent a decade with fellow doctors to optimize it. With over 100 studies, 60 patents, and 20 awards, science-backed Fatty 15 has 36 cellular activities that support our metabolic, cognitive, liver, immune, and red blood cell health. 70% of Fatty 15 customers report benefits within 16 weeks. Find out today why over 100,000 people have made Fatty 15 their must-have healthy aging supplement. Get an additional 15% off the starter kit by going to fatty15.com/USA and using code USA at checkout.
These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for healthcare. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining MediShare means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. But what's more, MediShare members like it. We know this from member surveys. They like it a lot. It's a proven thing now. MediShare has been around for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing, too. If you join before November 30th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they will waive your application fee. So you save $100 right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. Again, the deadline is November 30th. So call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. Call 855-BIBLE-11. That's 855-BIBLE-11. 855-BIBLE-11.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we believe every athlete deserves to be safe. Safe from abuse and misconduct on and off the field. Join the movement to champion respect and end abuse at uscenterforsafesport.org.
You know, in all the time I've been supporting Pure Talk, my wireless company, I can honestly say I've never seen an offer like this from them. Unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data with a 30 gig hotspot, just $29.95 a month for life. Friends, this is Pure Talk's top tier plan, normally $65 a month. Now through December 7th, just $29.95 a month. You're saving over 50% a month every month for life. Dial pound 250, say Mark Levin for Pure Talk's best unlimited plan, just $29.95 a month for life. Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team can have you switched in minutes. Keep your phone, keep your number, but start saving with unlimited for life for just $29.95 a month. Again, dial pound 250, say Mark Levin, switch to my wireless company, Pure Talk. Taxes and fees not included. Some restrictions apply. See puretalk.com for details. Offer ends December 7th, 2025.
Making sense of your world.
I can't believe this.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
And I'm so with you.
Making sense of the news. First thing each morning. O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9 on WMAL.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. See here, I'm looking at this. You know, it seems to be the same thing every day, doesn't it, Rich? That is, the Democrat mayors do not want illegal aliens deported. ICE is always under attack. It seems to be, it just repeats itself. One city from the next, one mayor to the next. It's really, the lawlessness is just unbelievable. It's like becoming ingrained in our country, if you know what I mean. And it's very, very worrisome to me because it's going to be very hard to reverse course. There's a lot of reasons. Public schools, colleges and universities, they're brainwashing our kids, they're brainwashing our grandkids. It just becomes very, very difficult to undo this. And with very little pushback right now, as far as I can tell. Senator Amy Klobuchar, now remember, she was known for being one of the worst senators in the Senate in her treatment of staff. You notice how that's all blown off. She's treated like, you know, like none of that's ever gone on, but it did go on. And it's so tiresome, too, because they keep saying how Trump's violating the Constitution. How is he violating the Constitution? Well, somebody tell me what part of the Constitution is he violating? And where does the Supreme Court say that he has? And if the Supreme Court says that he has for this issue or that issue, he complies. So what is it that he's violating? The same Democrats who hate the Constitution have railed against the Constitution, railed against the men who wrote it, ratified it, rail against their symbols, their statues. I mean, here she is. Cut 5, go.
When I look at what's happened, I see a president that appears to not have any bounds. He does not respect the Constitution. And I will note, in the end, Trump does not trump the Constitution.
Clever.
This
is again the Texas Tribune Festival. It's a long festival, Mr. Producer. Go ahead.
He does not really care if members of his own party say to him, "Oh man, this healthcare thing is bad in my state. It's too expensive." He doesn't even want to come to the table and negotiate.
Excuse me. You're such a liar. He cares a hell of a lot more than you people did who created Obamacare, even though you were told over and over and over again it can't work, even though it's destroyed our premiums and our healthcare system is teetering. We don't need lectures from Democrats ever again about healthcare because they've blown it through the roof. Go ahead.
Is every single day dominate the news. And he will do that for the most horrible things. You think his party wanted him to pardon George Santos? They didn't like George Santos.
Do you think when Biden pardoned a whole slew of killers and all other people, do you think that was okay? You want to compare pardons? Or when Clinton pardoned FALN terrorists, you think that was okay? And Obama did too? Just listen to this woman. Go ahead.
But he did it, and it dominated the news for 2 days.
Right. Well, why don't you dominate the news for 2 days? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? How Trump is a dictator, how he violates the Constitution. What do you want to talk about? The East Wing of the White House, like the White House has never had architectural changes in its history when it's had at least a score of them. What do you want to talk about? You guys broke the border, you broke the back of the cops, you broke the back, or you tried to. You tried to break the back of the military. A lot to talk about, you know, Amy, if that is your name. It's appalling. But they say the same thing again and again and again. Tell you what, I'm very worried about these midterm elections. I told you that months ago. I'm very worried about it. I'm worried about it for multiple reasons, but we can't win enough votes when people who trash black people, people who trash women, people who trash Asians, people who trash veterans, people who trash Christians, people who trash Jews are not condemned by all Republicans, by all conservative organizations, by all conservative professors, by all conservative radio and TV hosts. We can't win by turning off Americans and not having strong pushback except for a relative handful of us, starting with my microphone. We can't win by doing this. And when I say we're not part of this. We reject it. But it is going to be a problem. And if they take the House, it's the end of the Trump presidency. And trust me when I tell you, there's going to be hell to pay, and we're going to call names out specifically, politicians and non-politicians alike, because I can only think of what a horrendous disaster it's going to be. It's going to be constant subpoenas and investigations about who owns what and cryptocurrency and the Arabs and this. It's just going to go on and on and on. Media are going to do it as they set the case for the 2028 election. We have a good story to tell, but there are these people who are being treated as our voices, at least in some circles, and the lib media keeps promoting them, of course. But if they're not going to be condemned right out, it's a problem. And I worry about it. I also worry about communist China. Communist China is now threatening Japan. We have an alliance with Japan. Should we not? Should we pretend Japan doesn't exist? Should we not train with Japan? Should we withdraw from Taiwan altogether? Maybe Australia? How about the Philippines? Should we get out of there too? South Korea, we can do that. We can get out of there too. Just turn the entire Pacific, certainly the Southeast Pacific, turn that over to in the East and South China Seas. Just turn those over to Communist China. Who's in favor of that? Raise your hand, please. Raise your hand. Is that America first? Remember what started World War II? Remember who attacked us? Remember where they attacked us? Should we pull in our horns and pretend nothing's going on? Well, I want to tell you what's going on, because China is threatening Japan over and over again, because the new elected leader of Japan, she's tough as hell. And by the way, Michelle, I would vote for somebody like that, just not you. But I'd vote for somebody like the leader of Japan. Tough as hell. And now China is lashing back at her. I'll be right back.
Are you tired of online threats? Then get an antivirus. It's the only online protection you will ever need.
Disclaimer, an antivirus is just half protection online. It will not protect you from snoopers or encrypt your online traffic. So this Black Friday, get better online protection with NordVPN. NordVPN will encrypt your traffic, protect you from malware and phishing, and stop annoying ads. Get the NordVPN Black Friday deal with 73% off and enjoy 3 extra months.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/Mike.
In Montgomery County, on the inner loop of the Beltway in Bethesda, it's jammed up between Rockville Pike and New Hampshire Avenue. Staying with the inner loop in College Park, you'll find it slow from the 95 interchange to the BW Parkway in Prince George's County. Also on Prince George's County, the inner loop is slow from Route 50 to 202 Service Road. On the outer loop of the Beltway in PG County, you'll find it slow from St. Barnabas Road to Branch Avenue. And back in Montgomery County, the outer loop is jammed up between River Road and Georgetown Pike. And now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Clear skies tonight, lows in the 30s. Showers possible tomorrow, highs in the mid-40s.
Feeling a little broken these days? There's a reason. We're all aging. I'm Dr. Stephanie Van Watson, co-founder of Fatty 15, and I'm so excited to share with you C15 from Fatty 15. C15 is a crucial healthy aging nutrient that strengthens cells and reverses aging at the cellular level. I discovered the benefits of C15 while helping older Navy dolphins, then spent a decade with fellow doctors to optimize it. With over 100 studies, 60 patents, and 20 awards, science-backed Fatty 15 has 36 cellular activities that support our metabolic, cognitive, liver, immune, and red blood cell health. 70% of Fatty 15 customers report benefits within 16 weeks. Find out today why over 100,000 people have made Fatty 15 their must-have healthy aging supplement. Get an additional 15% off the starter kit by going to fatty15.com/USA and using code USA at checkout.
These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Have you discussed treatment options with your patients? Talk to them about Dovato, dolutegravir, and lamivudine. Visit the refreshed DovatoHCP.com to learn more today and to access full prescribing information, including boxed warning. This ad is for U.S. healthcare professionals and brought to you by ViiV Healthcare.
Here at the Zebra, research shows the average person would rather endure a root canal than search for auto and home insurance.
Just try to relax.
Okay.
Or be trapped in a car for 8 hours with toddlers on a sugar high. Or remove a nest of irate hornets. That's why the Zebra searches for you, comparing over 100 insurance companies to find savings no one else can. Compare today at thezebra.com. We do the searching, you do the saving. I think I'll wait inside.
Peace to the planet, Charlemagne the God here. Getting real about your mental health journey means connecting with real people. Call, text, or chat 988 if you're having tough thoughts, substance use issues, stress at home or at work. They can even talk to you through worries you're having about somebody you love. 988 counselors are ready to hear from you 24/7. No cost, no judgment, no stigma. It's also private. Asking for help is the strongest thing that you can do. Just connect with 988, a message from the New York State Office of Mental Health.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/day to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/day. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/day. See representative for warranty details.
Making sense of your world.
Talk radio is where I get all of my information.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of the markets, because generational wealth doesn't build itself. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Mark Levin, tough as hell.
That's why I like Mark Levin. And I'm not sure a lot of people like him. He's tough as hell. But I like him. I love him.
Call in now. 877-381-3811.
Right now in Ukraine, many elderly people, including Holocaust survivors, are trapped in unbearable poverty. Galina is a 96-year-old Holocaust survivor who spent her life in the same village. She's sick and alone, and now it's bitter cold. And today, like every day, she has to decide to spend what little money she has on food, medication, or heating. The Bible tells us that when you bless elderly people, Jews and Christians alike, when they're living in poverty like Galina, you will receive blessings in return. And through the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews and your generous donation, you can bring hope to those in need. Your gift of just $25 will help provide a food box packed full of life-saving essentials that will help feed an elderly person and struggling to survive. Don't delay. Your gift today, which is tax deductible, will be a tremendous blessing. It's not like donations to other entities. It'll be a tremendous blessing to the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, and they'll help provide the life-saving food and hope that Galina and so many others like her so desperately need. They are on the ground in these war-torn areas. That's what they're doing. So to rush your gift, this holiday especially, please call 844-866-IFCJ. That's 844-866-IFCJ. 844-866-IFCJ. All right. New York Times, aiming to shock Japan, China pushes a wave of reprisals. And since the new Japanese Prime Minister, Sanae Tahaki, suggested that her country could intervene militarily if China moved to seize Taiwan, Beijing has warned Chinese tourists to stay away from Japan. It's also sent military ships to patrol disputed waters. It has threatened to suspend economic and diplomatic exchanges with Tokyo. Why? Because China is going to invade Taiwan. That's why. And Japan knows that they're claiming islands off Japan that have never been Chinese. By the way, Taiwan, formerly Formosa, was never part of the Chinese mainland, ever. They have absolutely no historic claim to that island, none. Just so you know, Zippo. The goal in such a full-throated response seems to be to cow Japan into submission and to show off China's confidence in its superpower status. A post by a blog affiliated with China's state broadcaster declared that China had defeated Japan in World War II when it was much poorer than today. Now we not only have an iron will, but also an iron torrent, the account said, referring to China's military buildup. Actually, China did not defeat Japan. We defeated Japan. Now, in a sign that China's response had triggered serious concern in Tokyo, Japan on Monday dispatched a senior diplomat to Beijing to meet with Chinese officials to discuss the tensions. China is Japan's largest trading partner, as well as one of the biggest sources of
Fucking
tourism
hair
in
hanging.
Japan. This is the problem.
Always one hair.
See, the theory was, let us get China engaged in capitalist activity with the West or nations friendly with the West, and the reverse has happened, which is we and they have become reliant now on China.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
Risks backfiring not only in Japan, where China's response has prompted accusations of bullying, but also in other countries where China's attempt at economic coercion and growing assertiveness on the world stage. Chinese diplomat in Japan deleted a social media post in which he had called the Prime Minister of Japan to be beheaded after the, as you can imagine, the post provoked widespread criticism. Now, the flare began earlier this month after Ms. Tahaki was asked in Japan's parliament about potential survival-threatening situations, which under Japanese law would allow the deployment of military forces. She said that an attempt by China to blockade or seize Taiwan could qualify. Previous prime ministers of Japan had avoided specifying how they would respond if China moved against Taiwan. She later said her comments did not constitute a change of policy, but her comments provoked a furious response from China, which claims Taiwan. See, the whole psychology has changed now. Now everybody is psychologically, conditioned to believe that China's going to invade and there's not a damn thing that can be done about it. Why do we care? It's all the way over there. Who cares? Who cares about Japan? South Korea, Australia, the Philippines, who cares? Obviously, China cares. In recent days, Beijing has also warned Chinese students and tourists about going to Japan. I wish they'd warn about them coming to the United States, don't you, Mr. Producer? And stay out of our schools. Too many spies. Citing unspecified safety risks, on Sunday, China's Coast Guard said that some of its ships were patrolling the waters of islands that Japan controls, but China claims. See, China, even if it invades Taiwan, it's not going to stop there. China is an imperial power now. And a grave threat to the United States. Grave threat. And the isolationists, the neo-fascists, they're probably very impressed with Xi and communist China and probably don't want us to prepare. They're the quislings. They're the weak underbelly of the country. They just are. Now the reprisals continued Monday. That goes on. Torrent of editorials, Chinese state media. So they got a full court press going on against Japan. Some hawkish analysts within China were calling for an even stronger response, including halting exports of rare earths to Japan. We're all susceptible to blackmail now. It's awful. Weaponizing rare earths in particular could prompt concerns far beyond Japan. Beijing's threats to limit such exports during its trade negotiations with the United States and Europe have prompted many countries to try and limit their dependence on China. We damn well better limit our dependence on China. The Democrats and the left have made it very difficult for us to explore our own rare earth materials and minerals. Now, one nationalist voice in China, Victor Gao, the vice president of the Center for China and Globalization, a Beijing-based think tank, said a strong response from China was necessary to shock Japan. All right, there you go. So they're rattling. Why is that any of our business, Mr. Producer? Why? I'm just asking questions. Why do we care? We're not attacked. We're not threatened. Yeah, that'll never happen in America. It's never happened before, has it? And why would allies come and help us if we don't provide them with some level of support? Well, just asking. No, not just asking. It's moronic, as a matter of fact. Let me tell you about, let me ask you something. Most of you don't remember 2008. I don't blame you. I barely remember it myself. I remember the bailouts. There were a lot of bailouts. There's a lot of fear, sleepless nights, watching your savings evaporate. Remember the panic? It was under George W. Bush, as a matter of fact, the last year. The banks had overextended. The federal government had overextended. The federal government's caused a lot of financial crises in this country. Remember Cuomo when he was HUD secretary and Clinton was president, and all the loans that were given out to people who couldn't pay their mortgages, and what that did to the mortgage market, and the savings and loans collapsed and all the rest of it? Remember all that? Now, the same rot could be starting. You never know. Bad loans, risky banks, mountains of debt. That we do know. Mountains of debt. It's also why central banks are hoarding gold, quite frankly. They're now seeing a lot of auto loan defaults, commercial real estate.
Yeah, since I got your ear, Rusty. All those subscribers that Wiggin has, a lot of them are me. Every handle I went into his chat with, I subscribed to him because I was supporting his chat. And Google's done their, they've taken away. I mean, I have account, but once they remove it, you're not going to be able to recover it. So I don't know if he kept those subscriptions or not. So a lot of them I couldn't unsubscribe. So now you're the most subbed I am to. All your accounts that you have. So yeah, I heard somebody talk about you guys were up on Vader. So she talked about Lady Venom's chat this morning when I watched that. That's where I learned that at. She talked about it. So she watched Vader's chat. She says she's got clips and she's 99% sure Vader would never copyright her. Is that what happened? Because it just ended. All of a sudden, poof, it went off. I was in Vegas posting away, and I was live. Or is Vader's stream got taken down? Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's between you and Ziggy. I'm not surprised. Really, I'm not. Well, we're not going to do that here. We'll push it to the limits if we want. Relentless coming in here made me laugh. Ain't nobody said anything to her in Vegas about it yet, though, either. She's not happy with a couple of people at Randy Man X. That's what was being said, And I know you clip things. I don't record anything. I'll sit and listen, do my thing. Half the time I got fucking joint in one hand and a lighter in the other. And if I start really posting in Vegas, I put them down, but I'm only using one device in there. Logical's using bots. Other people are using bots. They just, JC will come in and make me see her. She'll post it and then she'll block me because how come you're not live, JC? Go live, JC. Everybody Well, DA was in there. DA cares. DA is having a grand old time in her chat. She was fucking being really nice to him. Even though, it got to the point, these dumb fuckers up in Canada. Social Security is not an entitlement. In fact, Social Security is unconstitutional. There was no Social Security income tax until FDR was in office. What did people do before that? You know, if you're a man and a woman and you get together and you have a kid, you are responsible for that kid, not the government. That's what's wrong today. Yeah, she's not going to go anywhere with it. That is one fucked up person, Lady Venom. That is a fucked up woman right there. I got after Dougie about her because of what she was doing a long time ago. Oh, she's my favorite, Dougie says. I never had any problem with Lady Venom. Didn't you, Doug? Yeah, I get so sick of that. It's just a fucking big cop-out. He's so afraid he's going to piss off one of his other people. You've made me famous. Appreciate it.
You're home. Stop making excuses and start making moves. Rugiet.com/Levin to get 15% off your first order. That's RUGIET.com/Levin. Use our code so they know we sent you. Get 15% off your first order now at RUGIET.com/Levin. Rugiet, your personalized men's health partner.
Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law that are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing review. Visit the Rugiet website for full safety information.
What the fuck?
Making sense of your world.
Thank you for your free insight.
News Talk.
Remember, I used to tell Wiggin I want all my royalties to go to his daughter because my heart went out. Well, you know, Wiggin, you're not the only one with a disabled daughter. There's lots of families out here that struggle with that problem. You disgust me, Wiggin. You really do. You really do. You tried to keep me away from her at first because she would go after you. I knew right then. You think I'm stupid? JC, you're a one dumb fucking bitch. You really are. I got you to call the cops here in Governor. Go take his guns. He's going to come shoot me. And when Lorena told her, we don't know how many guns Billy has. JC fucking freaked out. And then next she started trashing my police department. Started trashing the building, how small it was. Didn't you, JC? Fucking stupid cunt.
Something very profound.
Fuck you, Wiggin, you prick.
They won't hear it on the morning Joe show, but I'll amplify it, then I'll address it. Cut 20, go.
Controlled.
Wiggin's watching. He just posted as soon as I finished talking.
If somebody is here suspected to be here illegally or here illegally, they're still entitled to be treated with decency and humanity. I mean, they still have human rights. And this is the thing that is so frustrating to people, is they understand that, yes, we need border enforcement. We absolutely need to control our border. But at the same time, controlling our border does not mean brutalizing people and depriving them of their human rights. We're living through an era, honestly, we're going to look back on with national shame the way people are treating. And the reports of conditions in detention facilities are continuing to come out. There have been reports from the CCOT facility.
That's enough. That's enough. He's spewing the left-wing line. Who caused all this? Oh, well, let's get beyond that now. We're talking about treating everybody as human beings. We do treat everybody as human beings. You got people who've come here multiple times. They've been deported, they come back. Deported, they come back. Who doesn't treat people like human beings? The Democrats. The border was wide open. Women were being raped, sold into slavery, into sex slavery. Some of them, Megyn Kelly, were 15, 16 years old, as a matter of fact. That's right. You've got hundreds of thousands of unaccompanied minors missing. This administration is not going to work overtime and is working overtime to try and find them. God knows what's happened to these young kids and what's being done to them. So if you really want to talk about, if you do, treating people like human beings, I agree with you. But why don't you talk about why we are where we are? And the process would be a lot smoother if the Democrats would help us enforce the immigration law like they're supposed to, rather than, we're a sanctuary city. You can't. Oh, shut up, you moron. Yes, we can. Here's the problem. It's never going to be a good look, okay? When people have been here for several years illegally, even 2-3 years, and they refuse to leave, and you have to forcibly apprehend them to remove them. So that's never going to be a good look, because people are going to say, oh my God, what's happening there? That doesn't mean they're not treated humanely. It means they can't stay. And the problem is, if it ever becomes the rule, or the law, God forbid, that people can come in by the tens of millions and stay, you're going to lose America. That you're going to lose the country. Because, number one, we don't even assimilate people. And number two, we're bringing people into this country who do not want to be assimilated, who are bringing ideologies and cultures and so forth that are absolutely incompatible with ours. And you don't need to theorize about this. England, France, these other European countries are about 7-8 years ahead of us.
It can work right.
And if Donald Trump wasn't elected president, they'd be 2 or 3 years ahead of us. That's it.
Wow.
And you can never reverse course. Why? Because the way our voting system is interpreted with, birthright citizenship, and you can vote here, you're going to be legalized here, backdoor amnesty here. You saw what just happened in New York City. The country's over. I'm not the first to point this out. You've had professors point it out. You've had politicians point it out, Republican and Democrat. But I am the one that keeps bringing it up because I'm very worried about it. The country's changing before our eyes. And by that, I don't mean, look at this, we have immigrants. That's not what I'm talking about. The culture's changing. The values are changing. The electorate's changing. And listen to what CARE says. And listen to what Sarsour says. And listen to what Mandami says. And listen to what these imams say. It's no joke. And listen to what Bernie Sanders says and the other Marxists say. I'm just listening to what they say, watching what they're doing, where they have power in these cities and other places. They're effectuating these changes. Where they have power in London and throughout England, they're effectuating these changes. And they're not good. They're not good. They're a throwback to the 7th century. And for the Marxists, they don't care. As long as the West is destroyed, as long as our country is destroyed, they'll figure it all out later. After the Russian Revolution, you know what Lenin said? Lenin said, Marx tells us how to conduct a revolution, why to conduct a revolution, but he doesn't tell us what to do afterward. And now we see what they do afterward, don't they? The inhumanity is unbelievable. So my advice to David French, pay attention to what's going on in Europe, pay attention to what's going on in many of our cities, and the inhumanity is being conducted by those who created these conditions in the first place. And the fact that this administration is trying to enforce immigration laws against a Democrat party that is nullifying federal law, that is nullifying our Constitution and the Supremacy Clause, that wants massive change in our country, but not the old-fashioned way, but through, revolution by immigration. That's the problem. That's the problem. So it may not be the prettiest look in the world when you're trying to remove people who refuse to leave, but it's not a very pretty look when you open the border and what takes place in this country, which is horrendous. The Power Hour is next. I'll be right back.
Most people would rather remove a nest of irate hornets than search for auto and home insurance. That's why the Zebra searches for you, comparing over 100 insurance companies to find savings no one else can. Compare today at thezebra.com. I think I'll wait inside.
The Mega Millions jackpot is getting mega huge. Head to your favorite New York Lottery retailer and grab a ticket today for your chance at a massive win. Currently over $200 million. Good luck, New York. Please play responsibly.
While holiday shopping is almost always fun, credit can be confusing. That's when you get MyFICO. Download the MyFICO app now and shop with confidence, knowing that you can stay on top of your credit 24/7. Get your FICO score straight from the people that created it, plus free credit monitoring and a free credit report every month. No credit card required. FICO scores are used by 90% of lenders, so trust the MyFICO app to keep you in the know. Visit myfico.com/free or download the MyFICO app today.
At Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield, we know healthcare works best when it works together. That's why we provide a coordinated, caring, personalized, and holistic health plan experience, ensuring that people come first. Service is simple, and our network is unmatched, period. It all comes down to connecting the dots for you and your employees, improving care, and helping to manage costs for everyone. Because when everything works together, everybody benefits.
You're such a dumb fuck, Tom Carlisle. You really are a dumb
And the
motherfucker.
guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/day to schedule your free gutter
That was the
inspection
first thing I
and
thought
get up
of.
to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/day. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/day. See representative for warranty details.
WMAL-FM Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
The resolution is passed. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News, by a vote of 13-0 with Russia abstaining. The UN Security Council has passed a resolution to secure and govern Gaza that was put forth by President Trump.
Today's resolution represents another significant step towards a stable Gaza that will be able to prosper and an environment that will allow Israel to live in security.
U.S. Ambassador Mike Waltz, Russia abstained because it put forth its own plan, but Hamas rejected it, saying it fails to meet Palestinians' rights and demands and seeks to impose an international trusteeship that Palestinians and resistance factions oppose. The House is expected to vote tomorrow on whether to release all the Epstein files. Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries accuses President Trump of getting in the way.
It's a complete and total surrender because as Democrats, we made clear from the very beginning, the survivors and the American people deserve full and complete transparency.
This afternoon, President Trump encouraged Republicans to vote in favor of releasing the files. And the president highlighted legislative work during his administration to help make America more affordable.
McDonald's owners and operators heard President Trump praise opportunities he says have created jobs for American workers, using the iconic fast food corporation as the example. The president highlighted the tax cuts of the One Big Beautiful Bill that he said can create what Americans need.
An economy where everyone can win, from the cashier starting her first job to a franchisee opening his first location to the young family in a drive-through line.
He also referred to promised policies of no taxes on tips, overtime, and Social Security as a means for Americans of every age group to hopefully get ahead financially.
Fox's Colonel Scott, America is listening to Fox News.
The temperature is rising in the Maryland legislature. I'm Dina Kodiak from the Novak Motors News Desk. Good evening. A showdown is brewing in the Maryland legislature as supermajority Democrats again try to put an end to the 287G program.
Our
our county is safer than any other county in the region, in part due to our participation with ICE.
Frederick County Sheriff Chuck Jenkins explains the 287G program happens only in the jail after suspects in the country illegally are arrested for a crime, while Delegate Ashanti Martinez supports efforts to ban cooperation with ICE.
Your personhood, not your status, is what always has mattered here in the state of Maryland.
Jenkins tells WMAL's O'Connor and Company,
we hand off the criminals to ICE before they're released back onto the streets. That's what the legislature fails to understand.
Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
The investigation continues into the murder of a couple Sunday at their home in Pasadena.
Anne Arundel County Police were called to the home of 56-year-old William and 54-year-old Jenna Hayes just before 2 Sunday afternoon, where they found the couple shot to death. The person who called 911 was able to give police information that led them to 61-year-old Anthony Reyes. He was taken into custody after a chase on I-97 last evening. Police have not released a possible motive for the shootings, but they do say Reyes had both a personal and professional relationship with the couple who ran a business out of their home. Reyes will be charged with first-degree murder, among other charges. John Matthews on WMAL and WMAL.com.
The state's Department of Human Services says Maryland will issue 100% of SNAP benefits to recipients based on the regular schedule starting on Tuesday. Marylanders who regularly receive SNAP benefits before November 18th will continue to receive at least half of their benefits on the day they normally receive SNAP. Marylanders who normally receive SNAP benefits on and after November 18th will receive their full benefits as regularly scheduled. WMAL News Time is 8:04. I'm Dina Kodiak, and now here's your WMAL traffic and weather from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
On DC 295, the Anacostia Freeway, northbound side, stop and go from Pennsylvania Avenue to East Capitol Street. Now in Montgomery County, 270 local lanes, northbound. Accident, left lane is blocked at 370. Traffic is jammed from Shady Grove Road. On 395, southbound in Alexandria, disabled vehicle has the right lane blocked at Little River Turnpike. It's jammed from King Street. And southbound 97 in Lorton, that's jammed up between Lorton exit and 123. And now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch 7 forecast.
Clear skies tonight, lows in the 30s. Showers possible tomorrow, highs in the mid-40s.
Feeling a little broken these days? There's a reason. We're all aging. I'm Dr. Stephanie Van Watson, co-founder of Fatty 15, and I'm so excited to share with you C15 from Fatty 15. C15 is a crucial healthy aging nutrient that strengthens cells and reverses aging at the cellular level. I discovered the benefits of C15 while helping older Navy dolphins, then spent a decade with fellow doctors to optimize it. With over 100 studies, 60 patents, and 20 awards, science-backed Fatty 15 has 36 cellular activities that support our metabolic, cognitive, liver, immune, and red blood cell health. 70% of Fatty 15 customers report benefits within 16 weeks. Find out today why over 100,000 people have made Fatty 15 their must-have healthy aging supplement. Get an additional 15% off the starter kit by going to fatty15.com/USA and using code USA at checkout.
These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Mark Levin.
877-381-3811. 877-381-3811. Our friend Joel Pollack over at Breitbart. Both he and Breitbart, Alex over there, they're fantastic. They've really done a great job over there. He posted this, and I want to read it to you. April 27, 2016, President Donald Trump's foreign policy speech on what America First means. Because it's important we understand where Donald Trump stands as opposed to people who claim America First and MAGA. April 27, 2019, the president says, thank you for the opportunity to speak to you. This is before he's president. And thank you to the Center for the National Interest for honoring me with this invitation. I would like to talk today about how to develop a new foreign policy direction for our country, one that replaces randomness with purpose, ideology with strategy, and chaos with peace. It's time to shake the rust off of America's foreign policy. It's time to invite new voices and new visions into the fold. The direction I will outline today will also return us to a timeless principle. My foreign policy will always put the interests of the American people and American security above all else. That will be the foundation of every decision that I will make. America first will be the major and overriding theme of my administration. But to chart our path, we must first briefly look back. We have a lot to be proud of. In the 1940s, we saved the world. The greatest generation beat back the Nazis and the Japanese imperialists. Then we saved the world again, this time from totalitarian communism. The Cold War lasted for decades, but we won. Democrats and Republicans working together got Mr. Gorbachev to heed the words of President Reagan when he said, "Tear down this wall." History will not forget what we did. Unfortunately, after the Cold War, our foreign policy veered badly off course. Donald Trump candidate said we failed to develop a new vision for a new time. In fact, as time went on, our foreign policy began to make less and less sense. Logic was replaced with foolishness and arrogance. This led to one foreign policy disaster after another. We went from mistakes in Iraq to Egypt to Libya to Syria. Each of these actions had helped to throw the regime into the region into chaos, gave ISIS the space it needs to grow and prosper. It all began with the dangerous idea that we could make Western democracies out of countries that had no experience or interest in becoming a Western democracy. We tore up what institutions they had and then were surprised at what was unleashed. Civil war, religious fanaticism, thousands of American lives, many trillions of dollars were lost as a result. The vacuum was created that ISIS would fill. Iran, too, would rush in and fill the void, much to their unjust enrichment. Our foreign policy is a complete and total disaster. Everybody's trashing Obama here. No vision, no purpose, no direction, no strategy. Totally, I want to identify 5 main weaknesses in our foreign policy. First, our resources are overextended. President Obama has weakened our military by weakening our economy. He's crippled us with wasteful spending, massive debt, low growth, a huge trade deficit, and open borders. Our manufacturing trade deficit with the world is now approaching $1 trillion a year. We're rebuilding other countries while weakening our own. Second, our allies are not paying their fair share. He talks about NATO at some length. Thirdly, our friends are beginning to think they can't depend on us. We had a president who dislikes our friends and bows to our enemies. He negotiated a disastrous deal with Iran, and then we watched them ignore its terms, even before the ink was dry. Now, I should tell you, as I've told you before, when I was in New Jersey with a group of people and the President of the United States, to my stunning surprise, he told us to go downstairs to, I guess, the basement, where he was taping on a Sunday, a video to be released on Monday, where he signed the withdrawal from the Obama-Iran deal. And called me over and handed me the pen. This has always been Trump's position, that Iran is a dangerous country and they were never going to get nukes. Always, from day one, even before he was elected president the first time. Iran cannot be allowed to have a nuclear weapon. This is April 2016. And under a Trump administration, will never be allowed to have a nuclear weapon. And so when the president carried that out, ladies and gentlemen, the fake MAGA crowd, the isolationists, the neo-fascists, they went crazy because they feel an alliance with Iran and these other genocidal regimes that Trump has never felt. He may build alliances with Qatar and Saudi Arabia and so forth, but not the kind of an ideological attachment that the Qatarelsons and their ilk have. And so when President Trump decided to take out their nuclear sites, it wasn't because of the Jews, it wasn't because of Israel, it wasn't because of me, because this has always been his position. Iran cannot be allowed to have a nuclear weapon, and under a Trump administration will never be allowed to have a nuclear weapon. All of this without even mentioning the humiliation of the United States with Iran's treatment of our 10 captured sailors. In negotiation, you must be willing to walk. The Iran deal, like so many of our worst agreements, is the result of not being willing to leave the table. When the other side knows you're not going to walk, it becomes absolutely impossible to win. At the same time, your friends need to know that you will stick by the agreements that you have with them. President Obama gutted our missile defense program, then abandoned our missile defense plans with Poland and the Czech Republic. He supported the ouster of a friendly regime in Egypt that had a long-standing peace treaty with Israel and helped bring the Muslim Brotherhood to power in its place. Israel, our great friend and the one true democracy in the Middle East, has been snubbed and criticized by an administration, the Obama administration, that lacks moral clarity. Just a few days ago, Vice President Biden again criticized Israel, a force for justice and peace, for acting as an impediment to peace in the region. President Obama has not been a friend to Israel. He's treated Iran with tender love and care and made it a great power in the Middle East, all at the expense of Israel, our other allies in the region, and critically, the United States. Boy, he sounds like a neocon there, doesn't he, Mr. Producer? Sounds like a Jew who wants to drag us into war. No, none of that has ever been the case. These people are nuts. And I will continue to expose them as long as I have a voice. This has always been President Trump's position. He didn't need my advice. There was no lobbying on my behalf, or by me, I should say. None. He's asked me my opinion from time to time, and I've given it to him. That's it. And even if I did lobby him, so what? But I didn't. So all this Jew conspiracy, Israel conspiracy, Netanyahu conspiracy, these are Trump's words in April 2016. Our friend Joe Pollack reminds us. We've picked fights with our oldest friends, and now they're starting to look elsewhere for help. And he went on. He said, since the end of the Cold War and the breakup of the Soviet Union, we've lacked a coherent foreign policy. And he goes on about that too. Nothing in contradiction to anything I've said before. He says we need a long-term plan to halt the spread and reach of radical Islam. Containing the spread of radical Islam must be a major foreign policy goal of the United States, he said. Events may require the use of military force, but it's also a philosophical struggle, like our long struggle in the Cold War. In this, we're going to be working very closely with our allies in the Muslim world, all of which are at risk from radical Islamic violence. We should work together with any nation in the region that is threatened by the rise of radical Islam. But this has to be a two-way street. They must also be good to us and remember us and all we are doing for them. The struggle against radical Islam also takes place in our homeland. There are scores of recent migrants inside our borders charged with terrorism. For every case known to the public, there are dozens more. We must stop importing extremism through senseless immigration policies. A pause for reassessment will help us prevent the next San Bernardino or worse. All you have to do is look at the World Trade Center on September 11th. And then there's ISIS. I have a simple message for them. Their days are numbered. I won't tell them where. I won't tell them how. We must, as a nation, be more unpredictable, but they're going to be gone and soon. These are the positions of the president as he stated them 9.5 years ago. 9.5 years ago. I just thought I'd share that with you. We'll be right back.
Mark Lopin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
At Excelis Blue Cross Blue Shield, we know healthcare works best when it works together. That's why we provide a coordinated, caring, personalized, and holistic health plan experience, ensuring that people come first. Service is simple, and our network is unmatched, period. It all comes down to connecting the dots for you and your employees, improving care, and helping to manage costs for everyone. Because when everything works together, everybody benefits. Learn more at excelisforbusiness.com.
Hi, Tom Selleck here. You know, I've spent my whole life making choices I can stand by. And when it comes to protecting my money, I choose Goldco. You see, gold and silver have stood the test of time. They are real, they are solid, and they have value. But with their growing popularity, well, comes a growing list of gold companies. Look, I gotta tell you, not all gold companies are the same. A friend of mine recommended Goldco, and I gave him a try. And I gotta tell you, I wasn't sorry. They make it easy, secure, and most importantly, they put you first. And that's why I trust my partners at Goldco. So, if you want to learn more, I encourage you to visit TomLikesGoldco.com. There's no strings attached and no reason to wait. That's TomLikesGoldco.com.
Peace to the planet, Charlemagne the God here. Getting real about your mental health journey means connecting with real people. Call, text, or chat 988 if you're having tough thoughts, substance use issues, stress at home or at work. They can even talk to you through worries you're having about somebody you love. 988 counselors are ready to hear from you 24/7. No cost, no judgment, no stigma. It's also private. Asking for help is the strongest thing that you can do. Just connect with 988, a message from the New York State Office of Mental Health.
While holiday shopping is almost always fun, credit can be confusing. That's when you get MyFICO. Download the MyFICO app now and shop with confidence, knowing that you can stay on top of your credit 24/7. Get your FICO score straight from the people that created it, plus free credit monitoring and a free credit report every month. No credit card required. FICO scores are used by 90% of lenders, so trust the MyFICO app to keep you in the know. Visit myfico.com/free or download the MyFICO app today.
There's no magic to improving your credit, but there is help, and it's free. Go to creditfairy.org. That's creditfairy.org. Brought to you by the Consumer Bankers Foundation, the Leadership Conference on Civil Rights Education Fund, and the Ad Council.
You know, folks, Americans rely on credit cards for secure payments and seamless transactions. But consumers stand to lose it all with the Durbin-Marshall credit card mandate bill. Big government mandates favor corporate megastores and allow them to choose how your credit card is processed. They might end up using untested payment networks that could jeopardize your data security and rewards. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Visit guardyourcard.com to learn more. That's guardyourcard.com, paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Are you tired of online threats? Then get an antivirus. It's the only online protection you will ever need.
Disclaimer, an antivirus is just half protection online. It will not protect you from snoopers or encrypt your online traffic. So this Black Friday, get better online protection with NordVPN. NordVPN will encrypt your traffic, protect you from malware and phishing, and stop annoying ads. Get the NordVPN Black Friday deal with 73% off and enjoy 3 extra months.
Making sense of your world.
Thanks for taking my call.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Greatly appreciated.
Making sense of the news. WMAL's Vince Colonnese. Weekdays at noon on 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Are we selling F-35s to Taiwan? Why aren't we? It seems to me those are superior jets and they need them. I don't know why Saudi Arabia needs them. They don't have any enemies that I'm aware of. Certainly no enemies with an air force that can hurt them. I'm quite serious about this. What about Taiwan? Here's Reuters. The U.S. approved the possible sale of Taiwan of fighter jet spare and repair parts for $330 million, the Pentagon said last week, making the first such potential transaction since President Trump took office in January. So we're selling them the parts for their jets. The proposed sale will improve the recipient's capability to meet current and future threats by maintaining the operational readiness of the recipient's fleet of F-16, C-130, and other aircraft, the Pentagon said in a statement. So why aren't F-16s good enough for Saudi Arabia that has no immediate threat on their border? But we're only doing parts to Taiwan. China claims democratically governed Taiwan as its own territory, as I told you earlier in the program. Formosa, as it used to be called, was never part of mainland China, ever. And it's not ruled out the use of force to take control of the island. I think they will use force. I think they're going to surround it, try and choke it off economically. They dare us to provide supplies, whether they're supplies for human sustenance or military supplies and so forth. And it'll be very difficult to penetrate that without a war. It seems to me now's the time to really break from China with these rare earth minerals and other things, or whether it's medicines and so forth. I mean, we really ought to be having, in my view, a Manhattan-type project for rare earth minerals and go right down the list of what it is that we rely on for China, from China, and make sure that we don't have to rely on China. I mean, that's my advice for what it's worth, 2 cents. China claims democratically governed Taiwan as its own territory. Taiwan's government strongly objects to Beijing's sovereignty claims and says only Taiwan's people can decide their future. Well, of course, as I said, I mean, this is a democratic country, and nobody's even allowed to call it a country. Trump says Chinese President Xi has told him he will not invade Taiwan while the Republican leader is in office, which is great, but it's not enough. I mean, it's not enough for the Taiwanese. It wouldn't be enough for us either. It's not enough for Japan and Australia and South Korea and the Philippines. And by the way, Vietnam too, all of which are being threatened by China. Their islands are being threatened. Their navigable waters that belong to them are being threatened. China's not going to settle on just Taiwan. They didn't settle on just Hong Kong, did they? He views himself as an empire builder, as emperors from 1,000 years ago. The announcement of the possible arms sale, it's not an arms sale. It sounds to me like it's a parts sale. It comes after Trump and Xi met last month in South Korea. So I suspect what's going to happen is Xi will go through the motions of really pounding his fist on the table. We will sell him these things. That is Taiwan. We will sell them these things. But we will not provide them with new jets like we are Saudi Arabia and so forth. And that was probably the deal that was made, Mr. Producer. I'm just guessing. Just guessing. Boy, it sure pays to have money as a country, I'll tell you that. I mean, lots of it. Because everybody wants you as an ally. Everybody wants relations with you. And I'm just saying, it seems that way to me. With a judge who's ordered the release of 600 Chicago illegal immigrants. Based on what? This is the problem. It's not discussed on the Morning Schmo show. David French. I mean, judges running the damn country. That's pretty bad, I would say. And it's totally out of control. And yet there we go again. It's not new with the election of Donald Trump. It's just constant. You got some big decisions sitting there in the Supreme Court, and I'm worried about them. They need to make the right decision, but in order to make the right decision, here's two of them. The birthright citizenship. The Democrats are already threatening violence in the streets. And they've already, after the Dobbs decisions, made it clear to these justices that they know where they live and they're going to hound them and so forth. These are third world intimidation tactics. It's appalling. And Merrick Garland didn't do anything to arrest a soul. Nothing. Purposeful. So now justices literally have to worry about their home life and worse as a result. But the Democrats and their street militia do. And then there's the tariff case. If the judges rule, in my view, the right way, the justices, they will be attacked as being toadies for Trump. And you can even see some people writing who really don't know their ass from a hole in the ground on these things, but they pretend they do because they write at length and they write often. because the justices will be concerned that they're going to be accused of, just being toadies for Trump because he's won so many cases there, and he should have won so many cases there, given the nature of the lower court decisions and the kinds of cases that have been brought at the litigation level, and the kind of cleanup the Supreme Court's had to do. So I think that's going to be weighing on their minds. And so while the president, the administration have won some important cases, mostly sort of middle important cases, let me put it that way, these big ones I worry about. Again, not because of the president's position on the Constitution, but because, a Roberts, a Barrett, even perhaps a Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, they might say, well, on this one, we're going to have to throw in with the left. But we'll write the decision so we don't make it as painful. Roberts will write it or somebody like that. I'm worried about this. We'll be right back.
WMAL.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-995-4766 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-995-4766. That's 800-995-4766. What do you have to lose? Call 800-995-4766. Again, 800-995-4766.
At Excelis Blue Cross Blue Shield, we know healthcare works best when it works together. That's why we provide a coordinated, caring, personalized, and holistic health plan experience, ensuring that people come first. Service is simple, and our network is unmatched, period. It all comes down to connecting the dots for you and your employees, improving care, and helping to manage costs for everyone. Because when everything works together, everybody benefits. Learn more at excelisforbusiness.com.
While holiday shopping is almost always fun, credit can be confusing. That's when you get MyFICO. Download the MyFICO app now and shop with confidence, knowing that you can stay on top of your credit 24/7. Get your FICO score straight from the people that created it, plus free credit monitoring and a free credit report every month. No credit card required. FICO scores are used by 90% of lenders, so trust the MyFICO app to keep you in the know. Visit myfico.com/free or download the MyFICO app today.
This holiday, discover meaningful gifts for everyone on your list at Kay. Not sure where to start? Our jewelry experts are here to help you find or create the perfect gift, in-store or online. Book your appointment today and unwrap love this season, only at Kay.
What are the potential threats from artificial intelligence that could totally upend the way Americans live their lives? What will it do to the job market, data privacy, cybersecurity, the banking system, national security? Learn how you could help protect your life savings with a free gold and silver kit from the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco. You could get up to a 10% instant match in bonus silver if you qualify, but only while supplies last. Call 855-GOLD-IRA now. That's 855-GOLD-IRA.
When you're prepping for another memorable holiday season, remember that play is an essential. Because the best kind of play is the kind you build together with Lego sets from Walmart. As you stock up on holiday essentials, from wrapping paper to cookie dough and twinkling lights, don't forget that the true essential of the season is play. Shop for all the latest Lego sets at walmart.com.
UF Online is more than education, it's opportunity. The University of Florida's top-ranked online bachelor's programs empower students with access to life-changing learning. From agriculture innovation to AI, UF Online fuels discovery, inspires innovation, and prepares tomorrow's leaders. And it delivers the same support and academic excellence as on campus at an affordable cost. See how UF Online and our students are setting the standard in online learning at ufonline.ufl.edu/fromflorida.
What frightens you? Vampires? Mummies? The flu monster? Running out of Halloween candy? Step into Guinea Drugs for everything you need for tricks and treatments. With monster savings on candy, greeting cards, pumpkin carving kits, and don't forget the booze. Guinea even has glitter lanterns and scary skeleton decor. So, on point, like my fangs. GuineaDrugs.com.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy Truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
A new phone for Billy, a necklace for Sam, all the while on the lookout for scams. A swipe here and tap there, better make it go far. Turns out Mom didn't know she needs a new car.
This year, stay on top of your credit with the MyFICO app. Get your FICO score straight from the people that created it, plus free credit monitoring and a free credit report every month. No credit card required. So make holiday spending one less stress under the mistletoe. Visit myfico.com/free or download the MyFICO app today.
Making sense of your world.
I don't know where to begin.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Thanks for taking my call.
Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of the vote, because elections have consequences. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Mark Levin, America's tyranny hunter. Call in now, 877-381-3811.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Okay, there we are. Let's give this a shot. Let's see what we've got here. We jump into the gene pool. Bob, Nokomis, Florida. Where's Nokomis, Florida, Bob?
It's just east of Venice, Florida, just south of Sarasota, Mark.
Ah, okay. How are you?
We're on the Gulf of America's side.
Yeah, you've got whacked pretty good over the years there, I'm afraid.
Absolutely. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
Was zoning in on the blue states, which have claimed sanctuary status, both local, state, and region. And I'm wondering, along with like birthright citizenship, why is this being legally challenged in a significant way? There is no such thing under our Constitution.
No, you're right. And you know what? I'm at a loss to tell you why. Because seems to me one of the legal things you would do when you're fighting these bums in court, what they're doing, when they bring the lawsuit like Newscomb and the rest, is you go and you say, number one, they're violating the federal Constitution. They can't nullify federal immigration law and go through the, litany of things we've discussed here. I don't know why, but I think the fact that you've brought it up, so many people are listening to the program, particularly, people who are, who've got power out there. I got to believe they're listening to this because it's a great point. Why wouldn't you challenge fundamentally their violation of the Constitution? I'm with you.
Yeah, it takes the legs out from their argument completely. They're just not there.
I agree with you.
You need to really go for the jugular on this one.
Mm-hmm. All right, Bob. Good call, buddy. Take care. Let's try Anthony, Fort Hood, Texas, XM Satellite. Go ahead, Anthony.
Thank you, Mark. How you doing? Okay, listen, it's unfortunate, but the Jews are being treated now like they did just before the Holocaust. And people don't understand that. Some time back on your TV show, you talked about these idiots. These people need to see what happened on October 7th. I know it's gross. I know it is sickening. It's not probably. They need to see stuff like that so they never forget that if it happened before, the Jews will not let it happen again. It could happen again. And to make things real poignant, in 2010, there was a DVD came out called Death Mills, Nazi concentration camps, right? And I know you talked about on your show that Eisenhower got sick. Pat and everybody was sick to their stomach when they went in and seen all the bodies. People don't know that Eisenhower took the families, the friends, and everybody, all the people that are around them concentration camps, and took them in there and let them see and say, here, for all those years, you smelled it, you heard it, you knew what was going on, and that's what you get right there. That's what the Nazis did. And they got sick to their stomach, and people need to
Good
see
for
it.
you. Good for you. But here's the thing. I don't think Hamas, I don't think those Palestinians would give a damn. But I do think it's been a grave error by the media, maybe intentional, not to at least provide that video. There's one in particular, but there's others, and make them available to anybody who would want to see them. They could say only for adults and so forth and so on, because Eisenhower wanted the world to see. And apparently we don't want the world to see what happened on October 7th. The president has seen it. He has repeatedly referenced it. But what happened on October 7th, what happened on October 7th. But our media and most of the Western media being fed by Hamas and Al Jazeera, which is owned by Qatar and so forth, they haven't looked at it. And they're not going to look at it. They're going to continue to push their narrative and project their ideological views. But if just 1 hour on network TV or cable TV with an appropriate host explaining what you're about to see, if you don't want to see it, don't look, is what took place on October 7th, people would be shocked to the core. Shocked to the core. No amount of propaganda by CARE, by Hamas, by Tucker Carlson, by Megyn Kelly, by Fuentes or the rest could change what people see and saw. None. And one of the reasons I did the program on Fox that I did on Sunday with the monologue and quoted Eisenhower and Churchill and others was because there's a lot of young people in this country who are really unfamiliar with what took place. They're being told the most grotesque forms of lies from the very people I just mentioned. And then when you call them out, they say they're not. They are. They're on record. They're on video. They're on audio. They push it out, and they are. And they're platforming deniers, and they're platforming people who are rewriting history. Exactly what Dwight Eisenhower feared, exactly what Churchill feared. And if I'm one of only one or a handful that intends to carry forward the information, then so be it. But it's really shocking to me how little of what took place on October 7th has been actually shown. And I mean, they come up with fake photos to try and condemn the Israelis for committing starvation and acts of genocide in Gaza. They have nothing, absolutely zero about Hamas numbers. And in terms of genocide, which has an actual definition and meaning. But on October 7th, they're not going to show it. It's unbelievable. That is the grave era of our generation when it comes to this issue. I want to thank you for your fabulous call, my friend. Just fantastic. And I appreciate Anthony, appreciate Bob. Really, really good calls. And let's see here. One moment. I got to clean my screen off here. Everything that's taking place. Sheldon Whitehouse. This guy is a complete loser. You're familiar with him from Rhode Island. By the way, I have to say this, not to upset people, but Rhode Island must have the best, I don't know, like fish and shrimp. The whole, honestly, all of New England, Massachusetts, Maine. It's unbelievable. Why am I thinking about this? I don't even eat that much fish or shrimp or the rest of it, but when I do, I want it to be good. And in Florida, it's unbelievable too. There used to be a restaurant not too far from where we are. And it was called Flashpoint. And we became very, very good friends with the owners, Bob and Anita, but they sold it. But when they had it, man, I couldn't wait to go into that restaurant to get grouper, Now, you may laugh at this, folks. I never ate grouper till I went to Florida. I didn't know what the hell grouper was because I wasn't a big fish eater. But my God, I would go there and I would make it any way I want, whatever I wanted with it. I just can't find a place like that. Now, I have to admit, I haven't looked that hard, Mr. Producer. But they were fantastic, fantastic. Down memory lane we go. And they were great. Anyway, so here's Sheldon Whitehouse at the China Pavilion at the UN Climate Change Conference in Brazil. He's at the Communist Chinese Pavilion at the UN Climate Change Conference. That's strike 2 in Brazil, which is now run by a commie. That's strike 3. And he's upset, you see, that Trump isn't there and that he hasn't sent a phalanx of the usual fools to go to these things. And isn't it amazing to you how quickly climate change has fallen off the edge of the earth? Isn't it amazing? Go ahead. Cut 21, please. Go.
Well, I'm here at the COP, and as you can see, I'm at the China Pavilion. And China has a very big presence here. The whole world is here. Over here are the Saudi Arabians. And China is kind of at the main intersection. I can't really think of any country that isn't represented here, except, of course, us. I am the entirety of the United States.
Shut up, you idiot. You're the entirety of the United States. What does that tell you? You don't even have any Democrat senators with you. Where am I, Rich? Oh, I see. You know, and all the time I've been endorsing Pure Talk, which I love, my wireless company, I can honestly say I never seen an offer like this from them. So really, really listen to this. Unlimited talk, unlimited text, unlimited data with a 30 gig hotspot for just $29.95 a month for life. For life. $29.95 a month for life. So your cell phone service is set forever. Folks, this is a big deal. This is Pure Talk's top tier plan. Normally $65 a month. Now through December 7th. So you have a couple of weeks. That's it. $29.95 a month. You're saving over 50% a month every month for the rest of your life, assuming you sign up for this plan now. That's on their crazy fast 5G network. But this offer is extremely short-lived. Make the switch immediately. Then tell your friends. I'm not kidding. Dial pound 250, say Mark Levin for Pure Talk's best unlimited plan. Top tier, $29.95 a month for the rest of your life. Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team can have you switched in minutes. Nobody does this. Nobody's doing it. Keep your phone, keep your number. Start saving with unlimited for life for $29.95 a month. Again, dial pound 250. Say Mark Levin to switch to my wireless company, Pure Talk. Taxes and fees not included. Some restrictions apply. You can find out, get all the details, but this offer ends on September 7th.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
That's it. $29.95 a month. Their top tier plan, normally $65 a month through December 7th. That's it. $29.95 a month for the rest of your life. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
WMAL.
Ever wish buying a home was as easy as clicking your heels 3 times? At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like home. We offer first-time buyer programs with no closing costs, VA, USDA, seasonal, new construction, and many other loan options. If you're dreaming of home ownership, Northern will help you get into your new home in 3 clicks of your heels. Getting approved is quick and easy, and with our meter beat rate guarantee, you know you're getting the lowest rate possible. Our team is here to help you along the yellow brick road to home ownership with honest advice, personalized service, and support every step of the way. Click your heels or just call or text, because at Northern, there's no place like home. Northern Credit Union, mortgage magic in the real world. Call or text 315-782-0155 or apply online at mynorthern.com. Federally insured, NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
American Military University honors your service with savings. Special rates and grants are available for military service members, veterans, and their families. Learn more at amu.apus.edu/military.
Peace to the planet, Charlamagne the God here. Getting real about your mental health journey means connecting with real people. Call, text, or chat 988 if you're having tough thoughts, substance use issues, stress at home or at work. They can even talk to you through worries you're having about somebody you love. 988 counselors are ready to hear from you 24/7. No cost, no judgment, no stigma. It's also private. Asking for help is the strongest thing that you can do. Just connect with 988, a message from the New York State Office of Mental Health.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy Truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
The Country Music Awards are Wednesday, and this year, don't just watch the awards, trade the awards on Kalshi. Think Morgan Wallen's taking home Entertainer of the Year? You could turn $100 into $400. Think Chris Stapleton or Luke Combs will win that same 100? Could win 1,000. Trade every CMA award, entertainer, album, song, and more on Kalshi.com, the world's largest prediction market. Legal in all 50 states. Use code CMA to get $20 free when you trade $100. Kalshi. Don't just watch the show, trade on it.
WMAL.
Right now in Ukraine, too many elderly Jews are trapped in unbearable poverty. Galina is a 96-year-old Holocaust survivor who spent her life in the same village. She's sick and alone, and now it's bitter cold. Today, like every day, she must decide whether to spend what little money she has on food, medication, or heating. The Bible tells us that when you bless elderly Jews living in poverty like Galina, you will receive blessings in return. Through the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews and your tax-deductible donation, you can bring hope to those in need. Your gift of just $25 will help provide a food box full of life-saving essentials that will help feed an elderly person struggling to survive. Your gift today to the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews will help provide the life-saving food and hope that Galina and many like her so desperately need. To rush your gift, call 844-866-IFCJ, 844-866-IFCJ. Go online to levinforthefellowship.org. That's LEVIN for thefellowship.org.
Making sense of your world.
There are a lot of things that really tick me off.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news. WMAL's Vince Colonnese. Weekdays at noon on 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet morning dew, and it was plain to see you were my destiny. The arms open wide, I threw everything, I sacrificed for you. Dedicate my life to you. I will go where you lead. I'll be right there in a time of need. And when I lose my way, I'll be right there to grab my hand.
What kind of an album? Listen. Not. All right. Let me ask you something, folks. I talk about 2008 because the bottom fell out of the financial market. Remember that? Well, if you're too young, you don't remember it, but some people do. There were bailouts, massive amounts, hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. People were scared to death. Savings, small businesses. Didn't know if you'd get your savings, if it would evaporate. I remember all this. Cost the nation a ton. You got to watch out for this sort of thing. Too much paper, that is too much spending, too much debt. Stock market gets bloated up, muscles up. Too many bad loans and risky banks and this sort of thing. We now see auto loan defaults, they're rising. Well, as I say, we've been here before. And it often never ends well for people who aren't paying attention to this stuff. But that's why you're here, right? We discuss what needs to be discussed. There's good news called diversification. You don't have to sit there helplessly. And knowing you in this audience, you never do. For over 25 years, monetary gold has helped Americans to get help, protecting their wealth through every storm. They have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. They have a proven track record of helping clients come out stronger on the other side. But you can't wait. You can't wait. Others are not going to fix it. They're just not. So I want you to give them a call. Check it out. Remember, diversification is important. You don't put all your eggs in one basket. Call 877-NOW-GOLD, 877-NOW-GOLD, and they're there now. Simple number. Just give it a shot. 877-NOW-GOLD, or visit marklovesgold.com, marklovesgold.com, and he does. So when the dollar trembles, gold stands tall. It's that simple. Help protect what's yours, what you have. Savings, pension, IRAs, your paycheck. Performance may vary. Always consult your financial and tax professional before making an investment decision, but make a decision. Give them a call. 877-NOW-GOLD, 877-NOW-GOLD. They're there right now. So I want to encourage you to check it out. We don't have that song still, do we? It's gone. We got to figure out how to do that. You know what I mean? If we can from time to time. Poor Mr. Producer, he's got a lot of burdens on him. I'm the biggest one. What? I know that for a fact. Richard Samantha, take a bow, babe. When is your birthday, by the way? I don't remember. When is your birthday again? May 6th. All right, that's a long way away. But he's a good man. Mr. Call Screener. Who's Mr. Call Screener today? Tom today? Tom today, that's a weird name. Tom, you're doing a great job, by the way. I want to thank you. Tom's doing a great job. All right, let's look at this here. Okay, there's that. I'm sick of the news, though. I'm sick of the news. Did you guys like the shows I did over the weekend on Life, Liberty, and Levin? Particularly the emphasis on Dwight Eisenhower, what a great man he was. He was a great man. Today, they'd say he's a right-wing nut, because he had Operation, I'm not calling it this, they did, Operation Wetback, which is a terrible pejorative, but nonetheless, that's what they called it historically, where he literally rounded up 1 million people and removed them from the United States in a 6-month period of time. Can you imagine what they'd be saying about him today? If he had done it. And by the way, he did it with the military. He put out a military order. I want the Supreme Court to understand these things. What Trump's doing with tariffs, people try to say is, we've never done anything like this before. What he's trying to do in terms of deportation, they say, it's never been done before. His fight over birthright citizenship is an absolutely legitimate battle, given the fact that its history is concocted. He follows the Constitution. He does not violate the Constitution. If the Supreme Court rules a certain way, he abides by it. It's that simple. We salute our armed forces, police officers, firefighters, emergency personnel, our truckers, men and women in Ukraine.
Yeah, I've been listening to Vader. He did a little stream. he figured out to go to a different destination and he can go back live, even though I turn him right down. Yeah, it's called the Eisenhower lock. I had a side job driving limo for a guy that had a contract to pick up and deliver boat pilots up and down the St. Lawrence River. So that means the Eisenhower lock in Messina, you got to either take them there or pick them up from there, take them home. Got to go home and get them and take them there, or go there to get them, and because they switch pilots, boat pilots. A lot of traffic on the St. Lawrence River. A lot of boat traffic. Yeah. I enjoyed doing that. On call, it could be 2 o'clock in the morning, could be 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Driving limousine for like 4 years. So there, who the hell was asking what I've been doing since I got out of the Navy? Was that you, Alicia? I know what I've been doing for the last 30-some years. I worked, you stupid fucking bitch. Rusty, thanks for coming in. I'm going to shut this one down. I'm going to go relax for a little while. I'll be back later. I might rearrange my furniture. I need to vacuum again anyway.